fire on the ocean, the floating of a poison in the hay. A dream of a cityscape from fear and hope our Adria was made. There's no time to lay and wait, we'll stay awake for the dawning of an age, living in the end of days. Thus the dark will be afraid. Meeting in the dead of night, two ships circle and align their passing toward. Tether ropes along the sides shine their lights onto the future they behold. Into the sky we must go, a new home we will build our atrial, staring at the mess we've made. What was once has gone away. Living in the end of days, of us the dark will be afraid. Sweet mate, what was once has gone away. Living in the end of days, of us the dark will be afraid. Nothing could be the same. What was once has gone away. Living in the end of days, thus the dark will be afraid. fire on the ocean, the floating of a poison in the hay. A dream of a cityscape from fear and hope our Adrio was made. There's no time to lay and wait, we'll stay awake for the dawning of an age, living in the end of days. Thus the dark will be afraid. Meeting in the dead of night, two ships circle and align their passing toward. Tether ropes along the sides shine their lights onto the future they behold. Into the sky we must go, a new home we will build our Adriel, staring at the mess we've made. What was once has gone away. Living in the end of days, of us the dark will be afraid. Sweet mate, what was once has gone away. Living in the end of days, of us the dark will be afraid. Nothing could be the same. What was once has gone away. Living in the end of days, thus the dark will be afraid.
Hi, everybody. Good evening. Geez, Sod, I just forgot what episode, 14?
18.
18. Oh, my God, I'm so behind. Welcome, everyone, to episode 18 of Emberwind, featuring the Ember crew. Tonight's episode, Tangled Threads. Anyways, thank you all for tuning in. And thank you. We got the whole crew again. We're running, this is what, third time? Second time? Something like that. But anyways, I'm very pleased to have the entire Ember crew here. Very excited, and we're going to do brief introductions real quick and then plunge right in. So let's see. We're going to start with Brahms, who's right next to me there. So Brahms Belrathian, how are you, sir?
Not doing too bad, John. Done worked for the day, so that's always a plus. And then getting to game with you fine people is always a highlight of my every other week.
That's right.
And,
Although this month it's 2 weeks in a row. We're back to back.
True.
So yeah.
True, and that's my fault. Familial stuff came up, so.
I'll try not to punish you too severely. I mean, it'll be
well,
fine.
with the fire. Okay, got it.
Ever's gonna get captured again. Ever's gonna get.
This is totally okay. It all worked out. I mean, he got new fire powers and things, and we got to actually try them out last couple of times.
Yeah, so. He's been burning up the town, which someday is going to backfire on you, but we'll see.
I believe you mean burning down the house, John.
Houses, buildings, interiors of things. Yes, indeed. And who are you playing, sir?
I will be playing Everest Argentium, and he is the intrepid ardent of the group with a penchant for causing trouble and being rather an annoying fellow when it comes down to it.
This ardent's on fire. Anyways, yes, exactly. Yep. So, all right, good to have you here, sir. And yes, again, for those, we usually do the second and fourth Mondays. However, due to certain things that are happening, we're going to do back to back. So this time and next week. So it's Monday. So moving on, let's see. Next is Jennifer Brozek with her big gray kitty who's totally smothering her. Hi, Jen. How are you?
I'm all right. How you doing?
Good. I understand you're a little under the weather, but we thank you for soldiering on and coming here anyways.
That should be awesome.
Yes, exactly.
I'm Jen Brozek. I'm playing in Atlanta, which is kind of the mom of the group at this point, or perpetually irritated, one or the other.
Same thing.
Exactly.
Everest has nothing to do with that whole thing at all. So.
Oh yeah. And this one is Pharaoh. This is my 18 pounds of kitty cat dumb love. All he wants to do is be held by me, and so I'm indulging him right now. And I think that's all I have to say.
All right. Well, thank you. Great to have you here as well. Next, of course, my redoubtable IT guy, the guy who makes this all work so I don't have to and allows me to concentrate on GMing. Saad, how are you, sir?
Yeah, just imagine if you were doing this as well, like Arv does. Yes.
Oh, dear God. I mean, I could, I'm sure. I just hate your life. Not to. Yes.
It's actually so much better if someone else is. I offered Arv if he wants me to do the hosting and all that, but
dude, if I ever do more stuff, you're my guy. So you pretty much have a slot in any other game I would ever do, because I just would prefer to concentrate on the GMing stuff. That's complicated enough without trying to mess with all the stuff you take care of. So thank you as always. How are you in the now not mostly on fire continent of Australia?
Yeah. So first things first, the fires. More than half of them have been put out just by the torrential rainfall that we had. The drawback is like all of those places are now flooded. So yeah.
Jeez.
I know if you remember that famous. There was like a famous photo. Someone said like a house on fire. There was a kangaroo going past it. I think you may have seen that. If you've seen that, then there's another one now where it's just all underwater and the kangaroo is going past it again.
I will have to look for those. That's
it's great.
Crazy. First of all, that's insane. So it's good that you're here. You have power. You're safe.
Our infrastructure is pretty good. I think we've after many times of it failing, they kind of fixed a lot of that and made it a bit more weatherproof. Yeah. And also, I apologize if I look a little bit weird in the face. You probably can't see it on cam. I literally just woke up about 30 minutes ago, so I'm a little bit in that mood, in that wake up zone where your brain is not there.
I like your hair is a little bit curlier.
Yeah, it goes just full. You know the mad scientist where it just goes in all curls and stuff. It just does that. So I got the bold patch there, so it looks even more like a generic mad scientist.
Yes. And speaking of mad scientist, who are you playing in the game?
Well, she's not. I mean, mad is
mad.
Not
very
mad.
Committed.
Yes, very
driven.
Committed.
Yeah.
Laureate, who is a druid class in Emberwind, and
a crystal exploring druid. Yes.
Yeah, a scientific druid. It's a little bit different in here compared to like D&D, because druids in D&D are more nature based, whereas in Emberwind, they're still arcane casters, classified as arcane casters, but they just have their arcane abilities to mainly use healing various.
But Laureate's also doing this a lot of like almost technological with the whole hearth crystal study too.
Yes.
So
been
it's a combination.
And so hopefully we'll getting more into that in future part of the campaign. We got into a little bit recently, but there's going to be a lot more later, hopefully.
Well, we'll see after your meeting in the privy. So, but moving on, last but certainly not least, Marie Bilodeau. Marie, how are you? Good to have you here.
I am very good. Thank you very much. I'm excited to be here.
Yay. How are things in great? It's Toronto, right?
Ottawa.
I'll get it right one of these days.
It's okay.
Me and her in the same city, John. Same city.
See, that's true.
Two people, same city.
You'd think I'd get it, but anyway, how are things in Ottawa besides snowy?
They're good. It's snowy, but it stopped snowing, so it got sunny today, and now everything started melting a bit, which is lovely. So yeah, I barely had to shovel, which is even more lovely.
That is a great thing. Exactly. And of course, Marie's a writer and convention organizer and other things you do up in Canada. Do you have anything recent that hit the market?
I had Hellborn come out at the end of November, but I have part 2 of the Guild of Shadows series coming out at end of February.
Oh, so there you go. All right,
it's exciting.
We will pitch projects at the end and all that fun stuff. So, and who are you playing?
Yeah. So I'm playing Mama. I'm a warrior class, and Mama, she's been going through a bit of a rough time. She lost her ship at the beginning of the campaign, and she kind of trusts that she might get it back. But last time she had an unexpected pang of things that could be, and that was indeed the fact that she no longer had her ship, wanted it, missed the skies, and I don't even think she's currently hungry for desserts. That's how upset right now.
Okay, that's kind of a big deal. So I'm just saying, that's taking it seriously if she's not looking at the dessert tray. So yes, Skyship Captain and Epicurean is Mama. Yes, but this is serious business.
It is.
All right. Well, it's great to have the entire Ember crew. Thanks so much, guys. And to the stream, thank you everyone who is popping in this evening. We hope you enjoy what's going on. Bringing folks kind of quickly up to speed. In the last episode, it was pretty much spent combing the dusty archives, or at least Laureate combed the dusty archives at the Academy, where the group got a little bit more insight into how the academics of Adriel work, or in some cases don't work, the ones who don't like Laureate, for example.
That song's perfect to equate this period of the campaign we're in.
And suddenly we've entered Stumptown, so I'm not sure how that worked.
It's Bon Jovi. It always amuses me when my life calls me.
That's hilarious.
I don't usually get phone calls here.
And that was somewhat successful. Part of the group ended up fighting a weird beast in the zoo as they were going to investigate and question someone on the various critters and things. And Laureate searched the stacks to find evidence or information on. You were looking for the spiritualist magic. Yes. So which was partially successful. You might have gotten some clues, but not a lot. And then you were trying to meet with the current Hearth Crystal professor, who wasn't at the Academy. But when you went to the dry dock to meet with your contact, that contact turned out to be Professor Son. And we start with you and her, again, Precious Kambata in the first Star Trek movie, out in the privy, about to have a conversation. So, and the other, everyone else is in the dry dock, kind of like looking at each other, because you're all separated, as I recall, in the place, kind of scoping out the place. I believe Savoy's at the bar, and Mama's at a table with kind of a crew swapping stories, and Everest is in the back corner looking like Aragorn. And you're all kind of like, and you just saw this happen, and you're like kind of exchanging glances to what's going on. So without further ado, Saad, I'm going to have you start us off.
So I'll just say, you're not.
So you two are outside, just you two, and that's it.
So I'm just going to say, do you know someone named Sally?
She is in my cell, yes. But when word got back to us that you wished to see me, I decided to, what is the term? Kill two birds with one stone, so to speak.
Well, this is interesting. You didn't expect people in the Academy to be part of this.
The organization has outreach in places you wouldn't believe. It is best for us to remain decentralized. It is more than likely that I have taken enough risk coming here as it is. But because you asked to see someone higher up, again, I thought I would check off a few boxes on the to-do list.
Does this organization have a name or anything I can identify it with?
The people you are meeting is enough for now. Keep in mind that trust is a two-way street, Laureate. Until we have evidence that you can be trusted, and don't take offense at that, you'll be brought deeper in. For now, this Sully, whatever you call her, we too are going to be your contacts for the time being.
Oh, well, I actually had some personal questions regarding your work at the Academy. I wanted to see how that was going, that was continuing, if the catalyzation of all hearth crystals that are known has been continuing as per what I wrote initially, but it's been updated since.
High Adept... what do I call him? Preven? Hang on. Where is it? It's written down here.
Pelez.
Pelez, I got it. Yep. High Adept Pelez has officially said that your work is supposed to be off limits. Unofficially, we have been exploring several avenues of your thesis, which, of course, Saad, apart from this, is unfinished since you didn't graduate. Mm-hmm. You have an agile mind and an interesting way of looking at how the crystals operate. We've made some progress. It would be more helpful probably to confer with you directly, if you're willing. I think it would go much faster.
We can talk about that at a future date. I have more pressing issues, really. I'm looking for a possible, if you've ever come across a hearth crystal that can block the ability of energy transference or around the crystal at least. Something that can either negate arcane spells or just energy in general.
Well, if she had an eyebrow, it would arch, but she doesn't. But she kind of just looks at you like, well, you certainly don't ask for much, do you? Look, you're well aware the program at the Academy, one of the most extensive of its kind, is still trying to fathom what makes hearth crystals work in terms of their levitative properties. To find something of that effect would be akin to, I don't know, picking out one what do they call this fish, the flying fish? Was it the
Slaughterfish?
Thank you. One slaughterfish out of an entire swarm. We haven't even begun to crack the abilities of what they could do. Could they? Possibly. We have no idea how to access that. Is it another frequency? Is it another field? Are there different kinds?
I was hoping there'd be a crystal that you found that may be able to use that, has that ability. Never mind.
I'm about to petition the court to go study the Gelspar crystal that you and your people brought back. The arrival of a new crystal, especially one of that size, is extremely interesting to us. And I don't suppose you'd care to share how you obtained it.
Not at this moment. That was basically... well, I can give you a little tip. It was directions were given to us by the Chasers, which is what this
Chasers?
entire... Yep, that's what we were told. However, there is a specific person in the Chasers that we're after right now. It was Grinder. I was wondering if you had any update on your my request to find him.
While we are an intelligence gathering organization, we typically work in the upper echelons, not the lower. I'm afraid there's not much we're going to be able to do about Grinder. You're probably better off prowling through Gels by yourself in hopes to dig up a lead on him. We will keep looking, but I'm going to be honest, with the things we have going on, it's not going to be a high priority. Simply because we don't move in the same circles. We would have to extend resources that are better used elsewhere to find things in Gelspar or those environs. Have you tried Hob, by the way?
Everyone seems to tell me to go to Hob, and don't really
Hob
want to
seems
go
to
to Hob
know
based on our
everyone.
previous
Well,
interactions with him.
the one man in Gelspar seems to know everyone and everything, so you may have to swallow your distaste and figure out how to deal with him. I would help you if I could, but again, unfortunately with our plans, that's not really a priority for us at the moment.
And what are your plans or goals of this group? Because I know nothing, and all you've done is not help me at all with what I need. You just told me to do tasks for you.
Just because we haven't influenced your actions directly does not mean we have not helped you, sir. Do not mistake the two.
Please explain how you've helped me in the last 10 years.
That is a fair point. However, we needed to have you, I don't want to say suffer because that's unfair. Enough time needed to pass since the event, which was, let's face it, rather city shaking before we could actually start moving things forward. And besides, your increased visibility once you saved Gelspar and brought the crystal back didn't really help us out now that people know your name again, now that you're thrust back into the spotlight in Adriel's politics. We tend to work in the shadows, not in the light. So we had to take a step back. I hope you can understand that. However, now that things have died down a bit, we can start moving on things. For example, we do have people watching the inn that you run with the members of the families of the party members that were lost in the Silverglades. We understand you had a run-in with the Chasers, and we are trying to assist you with making sure it doesn't happen again, because their next step will probably be much worse. So, there.
That's why my goal is to find them, especially Grinder. They have a murderer on them that's currently going through Gelspar.
A murderer?
Yes, I've been tasked by Admiral Rhea to find a murderer who is a foreigner, and this person is draining the life energy using some kind of spiritualism on people for unknown reasons. We don't know why.
And you think this is somehow involved with crystals?
No, I'm looking for something, some kind of an item or something to help. I couldn't find anything in the library in the short time that I was allowed by Hayat Pelez.
Yes, I'm afraid he does not hold you in high regard, which is to the Academy's detriment. Perhaps one day we'll be able to change that.
And for the record, I've now been demoted back to the Initiate Level 4. Ready to start.
Well, considering you were thrown out of the Academy, it's amazing he deigned to reference you to any Initiate class at all. He could have just said citizen. So, I don't know. Faint praise, perhaps? Damned with faint praise, I guess? I don't... One of the things that our group is doing is also keeping an eye on Pelez and his relationship to the council. It is well known within the Academy that he is seeking to ally himself more strongly with the nobles. This, we feel, is dangerous. The Academy has always prided itself on its independence, and we wish to keep it that way. If we were to fall under sway of them, certain research programs, other things could be bent to ends that would not be wise in our estimation.
Yeah, well, I bet the events of 10 years ago put him really in their graces.
Well, no, actually, it was a black mark on his reputation. That's why his wrath came down on you so hard.
Cover it up so well for them as well.
Well, the nobles, rest assured, those who needed to know knew what went on. Yes, you were made the scapegoat, despite your testimony. But the true word got out to those who needed to know. It's why we reached out to you in the first place. Because we knew you were A, falsely accused, B, unjustly punished, and C, one of the best minds we had in figuring out what the crystals do.
Speaking of which, I was given access with Administrator Nebben up to the 4th floor of the library. You know what that means?
Mm-hmm.
As I was researching, trying to find some information on these spiritualists, I walked past my all of the information regarding the Silverglades incident, the actual files for it, and they're all gone.
Les has them locked up under, I suspect it's in his office, but he's kept those files to himself. It is nearly impossible to see them at this point. I don't suppose you had copies of your research and your studies from that trip.
Well, I did jot down as much as I can from memory, but my memory is a little bit fuzzy in some bits. Another thing is, though, the crystals that I recovered, do you know where they are?
We studied them, but because they were all inert, I mean, they're kept on file. We have them in storage, but there was really nothing to do with them. We could not figure out a way. We spent more than a year trying to activate them or figure out why they become inert, but it was a dead end. The Silverglades.
How many crystals did you recover? Were you privy to?
We have
size,
ranging in from let's say the pinky finger joint to the largest one is about half the size of my fist.
And then what did you test them on?
Well, we ran current through them. We did arcane magic. We did everything we could think of, but they were all still remained inert. They did not conduct energy. They did not store energy. They did not give off energy.
I will pull out my shard that I have that's still partly active.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll say, this is a piece that they missed. That was stuck in my clothing. Still
this is from the Glades.
Yes. It's still a little bit active. And the properties are, to say the least, it could be revolutionary.
May I investigate it closer?
I'll let you have a look, but I'm going to keep a hold of this very tightly.
So I will return it to you when I am done. She kind of looks at it, and it's almost like she... give me an insight check, good sir. This music actually turned out to be pretty well for this.
No. 14.
Okay. Something brief comes over her, but it's almost too quick for you to grasp what it is. She kind of looks at it and closes her eyes. I mean, she takes it in her hand for a second, closes her eyes, and then opens them again. Stares at it for like a good 10-15 seconds. Like, that was fascinating. I've never seen a Silverglades crystal that's been active. With a sense of regret, she passes it back to you, like, or like, man, I'd really like to get that for longer.
Do you know its size, its potency is only good enough for the person who's wielding it? But if we had more, things could change for the better.
Well,
I'm talking not just for the Academy and the Council, but everyone.
Well, what could be more helpful is a steady supply of the crystals like in Gelspar. The Silverglades ones are problematic, and Pelez has banned any further research. If we were to do it, we'd have to do it in private. Not sure if you're ever willing to go back.
Oh, I would love to go back, but I don't have the funding or necessary tools right now. I have...
Perhaps you should talk to your patron, Maddox. After all, wasn't it on his orders that you went and got the crystal in the first place? I would think he'd be interested in exploring the Silverglades and seeing if it's exploitable, shall we say.
Well, anything I do will be open and free for everyone, regardless of what Maddox wants. I made that abundantly clear.
Be careful what you think you said and what was taken from it. The nobles have their own agenda, Laureate. And neither you, nor I, nor the Academy, nor anyone else can truly stand in their way if they wish to get something done. So, I caution you. Be wary. Maddox claims he's for the people, and perhaps he is, but he's still a noble. And the nobles are only interested in maintaining their power. And Maddox is no different.
You could really say that about any organization at this point, based on my experience.
Fair. That's a fair assessment. But a demagogue, whether populist or not, is still a demagogue. He is trying to harness the lower masses. I'm going to be honest. Let's face it, Gelspar is unfortunately the lesser classes of Adro. He's trying to harness them for his own ends. If he's not careful, he could foment all-out revolution, which would be bad for both sides. Our ears are to the ground. We know the rumblings that are happening in Gelspar and other places.
Well, if your people find the location of Grinder before we do, I would like to know that immediately.
If it comes across, you wish to capture, interrogate, eliminate?
From what I understand, I would prefer to capture, but I mean, if he wants to fight back, I have no qualms with his life ending.
Very well. Like I said, it's unlikely that information. However, if it does come into our hands, I or Sally will certainly dispatch a message to you. Most likely here. So you may wish to check in, I don't know, every few days.
Well, do you want to meet again tomorrow night? Like how Sally told me to meet every night? Or do you want to change the dates?
Tomorrow night is the Starlight Commons Ball. I will be in attendance there, representing the Academy.
Will other people in your organization, will I be able to communicate with them at the ball? At least have a word with them?
With Pelez there, I cannot guarantee it. I will see. But again, it's either me or Sally, and that's it. Others will be observing, but they will not be in attendance. Let me put it that way.
Well, I'm going to need more willingness for you to tell me your goals, your organization's goals. Otherwise, I will walk. I'll just move
Our
on.
goal is to preserve Adriel and prevent one organization from gaining too much power. It's a balancing act. The nobles have too much, the merchants want it, and the Academy and the military order are in between those parties. And then, of course, there's Gelspar and the Chasers. The key is to keep things in check without risking the sanctity of the city. Is that clear enough?
Interesting.
Adriel was founded to be a shining light. There are those that wish to harness that light for their own ends that are not conducive to civilization, but just to the raw acquisition of power. We seek to prevent that, ideally, as quietly as possible.
And out of interest, does this include the use of violence as well?
Distasteful as it may be, if necessary. A well-placed blade in the dark can be as effective as an entire army sometimes. The right spell cast at the right instant can be more effective than a fleet of airships.
Well, at least you gave me something finally. I have to think on
You
this
are
a bit.
persistent.
Well, I think my colleagues are probably worried. Been out here too long. They're inside the tavern. They were worried we'd get attacked by a Grinder and the Chasers, as it happened last night.
You are well to be
Sally.
concerned. With you walking around, I have no doubt they are probably searching, or maybe even have eyes on you right now. So I would suggest caution as you leave. But it is true. I think this meeting should be at an end.
Oh, one final thing. What happened to your predecessor, Professor Bartle? What Eben told me is he vanished.
That is correct, and unfortunately, that's all I know.
There's no hidden notes, no.
Literally, he was at the
council
academy
members
one
or
day, and the next day he was gone. If I didn't know any better, I would have suspected that Pelez had him purged, but there was no indication, even with our most extensive probings, that Pelez had anything to do with it. If he left, it was of his own accord. It is strange that he didn't even leave a resignation letter or anything. The mystery eats at me as much as I think it eats at you.
Anyway, I put up my hand to actually see if she'll shake, and I said, "It's a pleasure to finally meet you, Professor Song."
Yeah, she'll take it. And her hand is cool and dry, and she pumps once, and then, and you, Laureate. It is a pleasure to meet a like-minded individual, both in intellect and in desire. I hope we have the chance to meet again, and the universe willing, someday actually work on unlocking the secrets of the Hearth Crystals together. I would look forward to that very much.
As would I.
All right, you should probably go. And she actually goes to, there's an outdoor you can leave. It's like, I'm going to go this way. You should go rejoin your compatriots. Good luck. And I suppose I'll see you. Will I see you at the ball tomorrow?
Yes, I will be representing part of Maddox's organization.
Interesting. Very well then. But again, caution. Have a pleasant evening. And she slips out the side door and is gone. Pulls the hood back up and it's gone.
All right, so I'll head back into the tavern main area.
All right. So, yes, it takes, that was 5-10 minutes ish. But Laureate comes back, no worse for wear. Did anyone do or want to do anything while this conversation was ongoing? Anyone?
Well, I think Everest would be thinking in his head, what you'd hear, not hear, but what he'd be thinking is, look brooding, look very angry.
He's like sitting at a table, like there's no one else on the table. But every other table is like stacked with people.
Channel your inner edgelord.
Oh my god.
Yeah, pretty much. So, Mama or Savoy, anything going on?
Probably by the time that Laureate would be coming back, I would be heading down the bar towards the door to be like, all right, I'm done. I'm done waiting.
Okay. All right. So as you're heading over there, that's when the door opens and she comes back in. Mama, how about you?
I would have taken my cues from Savoy.
Okay, so you were probably getting up and gonna flank her, head over there as well. All right, well, she's back. Everything's good, supposedly. You guys all kind of meet in the middle, so to speak, and
bump into each other because it's a very busy town.
Yeah, it is that crowded. Yes.
It's like, oh, Savoy. My meeting has been concluded, and we can head back now.
All right. Anything we should know before we leave?
Nothing important. They weren't able to find any information on Grinder.
Okay. Not surprising. Disappointing, but not surprising.
This means we're gonna have to go see Hob.
Our favorite person. All right, but probably not tonight.
Oh,
actually,
of
what
course.
time is it, John?
It's now. Let's see. The travel, the time there. It's getting on to certainly like mid-evening. It's probably like 8 p.m. So.
Yep. So definitely not tonight. You don't want to go into that part of the city at night.
Oh, we'd have to ask the rest of the party. Speaking of which, is that Malma behind you eating, drinking? What is that, Malma?
Oh, it's just some water.
The eyebrows raise on the rest of you.
Yeah, is that some kind of alcohol called water?
I just water tonight. That's fine.
I'm like, who are you? And what did you do with Mama?
I do the hand to the forehead. Is she okay?
I wasn't feeling it.
And yeah, you
Tonight.
guys, Mama seems a little like morose. She's a little down. Yeah, I think it's fairly obvious. Not her usual chipper dessert gobbling self.
Is the reason why you're drinking water because of Cupcake? Are you depressed? Do you need to talk?
Thank you for your concern. No, I miss my ship. I want to go in the skies. This land, I don't know. But we have things to do. Don't worry about that.
I will start herding people out the door and
Yes.
like, well, you still need to go see Lady Makia.
Yes.
If not, you may have a conversation at the Starlight Ball, and that may not be the best time or place for it.
You're right. Maybe I should just go visit her now and get that done with. Or is it too late to call on nobility? I'm not quite sure on that.
I have no idea when it comes to Lady Makia. Some of the nobles work very late indeed, and by work I mean party. But let's just see if we can make it back to my estate before we get jumped again.
We can just go back and I can meet with Lady Makia in the morning. The first time I met her, it was before lunchtime, and that seemed like a good time for a meeting.
We could always just, after that, see Hob.
Yeah.
As we're going to have to. Seems all roads lead to Hob. For some reason in Adriel.
Oh, that could be a good name for this one. All roads lead to Hob. Anyways. All right. So, let's see. So you guys are going to head back to the Savoy residence, correct?
Yep.
Yes.
And it's what, a 15-minute walk, you said?
No, you're just a bit further away. It's more like a half hour.
Oh, awesome.
A good constitutional might do me some good.
Yeah. Tromp, stomp. Yes, but...
Especially one filled with paranoia and looking for chasers everywhere.
You know, it'd be better though if the ground was moving under our feet, and but this will do. This will do.
Technically,
Hopefully, we'll get attacked.
Well, just so you know, technically, it is moving, sort of, in that it's floating.
I
and
don't
not being
think
pushed by the wind or anything like that. So it's like full.
No,
But I won't get into that. It's probably a bit too technical.
the world is not an airship, my friend.
And Mama, as you look up, you actually see an airship taking off and flying away. So it's like, oh.
Wait, that was her. You're saying her ship?
No, a ship. Just any ship.
Okay.
Point is any ship. Yeah.
Do you see that, Laureate? That flies. This land, it floats, and that's a major difference. Let's walk.
Any other conversation that's happening since you have a bit of time before you head back? Everything seems pretty quiet, but of course, just because you're paranoid doesn't mean they're not out to get you. But so far, let's do focus rolls from everyone as you're heading back.
Focus.
I just make it 12.
Okay.
2.
I got nothing.
Okay. Everest is on the ball and Savoy's doing well. Yep. All right. Even with Everest's near critical, doesn't seem to be anything really going on. So the streets are relatively quiet.
That's a relief.
Most shops are closed. People who are out usually are have a direction to go and they're hurrying along it. So there's no like gawkers or anything like that. So yeah, I think it might be the fact that you guys are 4 instead of 2 may have had a big influence. You're not sure, but the fact is that nothing's happening. So, sure. Any
That
other
Bronx
topics?
can set people on fire now, and they know that.
Doesn't hurt. True. Word of his flammability has probably gotten around. That's true.
Yeah.
So yeah. Anything else anyone wanted to discuss? I just want to make sure that because you have a bit of time in case someone wants to.
Yeah, I'll talk to Savoy a bit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Savoy, Lady Makia. She runs in your circles.
She's a bit above my circles, but yes, I'm aware of her.
Do you think there's any chance that she'll ever give me my ship back?
Of course, she will. It will come with strings. and she will keep you attached to her. But you will be able to have the ship, at least part-time.
What kind of strings?
You'll be working for her. We all will. I mean, even with the ship that the Wind Chaser or Wind Spirit or Windlass or whatever.
The Windlass.
That ship that we did find, even if we actually get that full to ourselves within the year, she is always going to have something over us. And right now, she has any one of us working to spy on each other so that information can be confirmed. So I think she knows to say no to you for too long is to lose you. So there will be strings and you will get her back, but it's how she runs things. It's how her family has been in power for so long. They're often called golden handcuffs.
Do you know where she might be keeping my ship?
Probably in a private dock. But I see where you're getting at. That's not something we should talk about here on the street, but I do understand. However, unless you never want to come back here, that is something that would be a last resort.
I'll keep that in mind. Thank you.
But for Laureate, it would be a patronage or of some kind. For Everest, actually, I don't know what she would do with Everest. Everest, what do you have that Lady Amakia wants?
Fire and lots of it. No.
I mean, it's not. I'm not attempting to be facetious. I'm actually very curious. No, Savoy actually says this. I'm not trying to be facetious. I'm actually very curious. Because
I have no idea what she could possibly want from me. I'm a foreigner. Unless she wants knowledge that I have about Ixis, I couldn't say specifically. Other than that,
your power, or to control your power, control you.
That is a possibility. But really, do you think anybody can control me?
No, not really. But she doesn't know that. This is you're talking about one of the most powerful nobles in the city. She's used to getting what she wants.
If not the most powerful noble.
What?
If not the most powerful noble.
Yeah, she is one, but she is one of the most powerful nobles in the city. That's true. I mean, she knows how to control me through threatening my sister and our business. She knows how to control Laureate. It would be
shocking.
Through the university, through a promise of research. For you, of course, Mama, it's your ship. And once you have your ship, perhaps it would be threatening someone you consider your crew. But I suspect she does a lot more of the velvet glove over a steel fist if she can. I don't know. My sister dealt with most of this most of my life. I was an entertainer and a teacher for most of my life. So I honestly do think she will give you your ship back, but I think it will be conditional.
Is she good for the people here?
It depends on where you're standing in the strata.
Always the way.
It's always it's always what position you're looking at her from. From someone in Gelspar, no, she's a parasite. From a noble, absolutely, she keeps structure. She keeps things from devolving into chaos. She keeps the open warfare going. Most of the time, it's a quiet warfare. And it's between the nobles and the merchants. I have no idea where the Order of Adriel's sitting in this, or the university. When I say the university, I look at Laureate.
I honestly have no clue what their any of their goals are, really. Sorry, what we're talking about, I've been focusing on the conversation I just had. What I have to think about.
Is there anything we should know about your conversation?
With regards to our goals, we're currently no.
Okay. Anything you want to talk about?
I tried to procure possible objects that may help us with our current task, but wasn't able to find anything of that nature.
Okay.
I'll probably
just
talk
keep
about this.
trying.
Better to talk about this once we get into the manor.
Okay.
Everyone's down tonight.
Well, we just
You
have had the
know-
worst
Orient's
day.
down.
Literally the worst day.
Everest is not down. Everest is totally fine. He was just brooding in the moment.
I'm not particularly down. I'm a little worried about tomorrow. I mean, between meeting Lady Makia, going to look for hops, and maybe surviving that to go to the Starlight Gala thing, who knows what's going to happen there.
Keep in mind, you got to schedule fittings for yourselves too. Make sure
Oh,
your
right.
outfits are working. Yeah, so
I'm
care-
pretty
watch
sure
your time.
The fittings would be, I mean, they've
I-
just Mama enough. They've taken apart Laureate's clothes. Brahms has had stuff happen, and they have a body bust of mine.
I also
all
have
true, all true.
I do
So-
have a question though, specifically regarding his Everest's garment. Is it now flame retardant? It would be a good idea. I'm just saying. Just putting that out there.
I don't know. I have not mentioned that bit to the servants, but some of
Dude,
the servants are very good.
Dude,
You
control
may
your own
have-
flame. I mean, really.
I mean, I don't.
Hey man, it's not my fault I'm too hot to handle.
You know, I don't know if the clothing they're helping you, that they're giving you to wear, is flame retardant. And it probably wouldn't be in specific, but if you're requesting like leather or something that's harder to burn,
Probably. That's definitely a possibility given his I think like in his culture, I think he would be used to wearing, say, leathers and things like that. It wouldn't be
Right.
so much silks and things
yeah. Oh
that
no, they're not giving
he
you.
has
silk.
been wearing.
I'm pretty sure they're definitely not giving you silks because that's very expensive. They're giving
Because
you
it's flammable.
high-quality leather and stuff. Not.
Yeah.
I mean, and Mama's stuff is last season's wear, so that's stuff that was being turned into curtains and pillows anyway.
Super
upholstery.
fancy.
So we're okay with that. And Laureate is probably very utilitarian wear.
Well, as I said to you guys earlier, I'll be representing Maddox, so I'm going to have to head over to Maddox just before the festival starts and get put into,
Yeah.
I assume, his whatever he wants.
Just make sure he doesn't dress you up in something frilly.
I'll be making sure to ask for something very functional.
All right. If there's no other topics at hand, you will arrive back at the Savoy estate, Veneer estate, sorry, without incident.
Right. All right. Wait, yay. We made it back home without being attacked for once. That's awesome.
It's like the first night in 3 nights.
Well, they must be regrouping, which is not good news for you.
Well, I don't know. We've
That's
already
very negative.
we told the order that their grinders are problems. I've convinced Lady Makia that grinders are problem. Maybe there's some stuff happening behind the scenes that we don't know. Hopefully.
Possibly. Yeah, could be.
But once we get in, I make sure everybody is settled, and if Laureate does want to actually talk to us about that conversation behind closed doors, make myself available.
Okay. As you're heading across the courtyard, one of the servants comes up to Laureate and says, "This arrived for you, miss." Hands you cream envelope with a seal of the Maddox house on it.
Oh boy, here we go. Let's open it.
Pleasure of your company, you and your associates, is requested first thing in the morning at the Maddox estate. Signed, Kendrick.
Oh no, Maddox wants us in the morning.
Well, we can go see him first.
So how are we going to break this down? So we're going to go see Maddox, then at some point, Malma is going to go see Lady Makia, and then what? We're going to then go see Hob? Is that how this is? This is the logistics of the
Before
situation.
the ball, you guys have quite the social calendar.
Yeah,
And then the fitting. Is that how this is going? I'm just trying to sort this out.
Now, I'm pretty sure that you have clothing in your rooms right now to try on and make sure that they fit.
That is correct, yes. Since you guys had the 3 days, the servants have been working on appropriate clothes, that is true. But final fitting, of course, is very important, yada, 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 yes, so indeed. Yeah, they actually would prefer you guys to take like 5-10 minutes for a final fitting so they can do any adjustments before the event tomorrow, that is correct.
I'm not going to have any time to really look for Grinder, but we need to find him before somehow. We just got to find the time.
If we can't talk to Lady Makia tomorrow, that's fine. I can always talk to her at the ball.
Well, I did ask
could.
Maddox to help me try and find a location of Grinder. Maybe he's found it. So
There you go.
True.
That
if
is
not,
a possible outcome.
we're going to have to see Hob and then see if we can get to Grinder quickly.
It may be that we get information about Grinder that we can't follow up on immediately. You'll have to be prepared for that. And honestly, if he were to attack the Starlight Gala, that would be one, showing his hand, two, probably ruinous for him, considering the number of guards, private and otherwise, that will be there.
You have to understand, the chasers, they'll do anything for money. So they could be doing this for someone else. We don't know. But, I mean, like, if Grinders would Imix, would she do it for fun? Is she one of those types that would just go to an event like this, a meeting, and just rain havoc?
Quite possibly. Agent of Chaos is one of my favorite nicknames.
For her, right?
For her.
Sure, for her, yeah, sure.
Yes.
Yes. Well, I guess we really need to find out what Maddox wants. I also have to find out what time my family is leaving our estate to go to the gala, the gala, because we have to be back at least 30 minutes beforehand, preferably an hour.
We'd best get a move on then.
Yep.
I am pretty excited about the gala tomorrow. I have to say, that does lift my spirits quite a bit. I think I might have a snack before going to bed, maybe some drink.
Appetite restored!
That's a good idea. I think also I actually have some hopes for the gala.
Oh.
Wow, how optimistic of you.
That's exciting.
I do have some hopes for it. So this should be interesting.
Yes, indeed. All right.
And assuming no servant grabs me to say my sister wants to talk to me, then I'm not gonna.
No.
Okay.
No. As a fact, do you inquire or not?
Oh, I find out if she's home or.
She actually left the instructions not to be disturbed. She's in the final prep. Actually, she's not here. She's at the factory, overseeing the final production of the furniture for the gala. She's not even here. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Not surprising at all.
Yep. Your sister's a rather hands-on individual, and it's something that's important, of course. She's going to make sure it's done right. So, yeah, like you said, it's not surprising at all. All right. Anyone doing anything here? Mama's getting a nosh and a drink. Anyone else? You have the fittings, which will occur relatively easily, etc., etc. Anyone else have conversation or anything you want to do now that you're behind safe walls, in a safe space?
Well, I'll probably be drinking as well for an hour before heading to bed.
Okay.
So Malma would probably notice me at the dining table just having a drink pretty quietly.
I will sit quietly with you, but in good company.
Yeah.
Did you want, Mama? Did you want something a little more substantial, or are you going right for the desserts again?
You know, I could really switch it up tonight. Like, I don't want to be a pest to the servants, but if they have like, you know, just some chicken lying around, and then I could have it at the same time as some chocolate mousse, maybe like a flavor combo here.
Maybe.
And if they have some of that whipped cream stuff they make with the sprinkles, oh,
As you said, like you could always just try some chicken fondue. I don't know.
Oh God.
what they bring, I will happily eat. It doesn't matter if it's cold, even if it's chicken.
It's cold roast fowl, some rolls that were left over from dinner, some greens that were still, it's all good. It's all very good. And yes, they do have the mousse, and like what they make is a cream puff here that you have developed an inordinate fondness for, which they actually bake in-house. So since they know about it, they've been keeping them on hand for you on a daily basis.
I feel the love. It's like my spirits are revitalizing. My HP bar is back to full. My morality bar, everything. Like, it's good.
All right. So, Laureate, you're having some wine, mead, something stronger?
Just some wine.
All right. All right. He's kind of sitting there, kind of staring into your cup. The fire is crackling over in the hearth. And is anyone else joining them, or are you guys spending time in your rooms?
I'm making myself available because Laureate said something about wanting, once we're behind closed, walls, she'll talk.
Okay.
But I will.
All right.
I'm not going to push it or anything. I'm going to drink and.
Okay. Everest, what about you? Staying, going?
He is actually going to retire for the evening because what he's intent on doing is actually trying on the clothing and just making sure it's actually going to fit and not be overly restrictive, let's just say. And I think he'd just have a servant send him some fire water to his room so he can drink it in peace. And also he's going to be mulling over what he happened to go over in the library in his head a couple more times.
Right. Okay. All right. Is your character wearing any armor right now?
My character, no. Like, are you talking about like plate or anything like that?
Well,
like,
even like robes or anything. Did he have anything such as that?
Well, he would have had like a general tunic that he would have been wearing with I believe the sleeves were, I can't recall if they were actually ripped off at this point or if they were actually tailored off.
I could have sworn you ripped the first time and then they were replaced. They followed the same kind of pattern.
I believe that would be the case in a sense. So he would be wearing some sort of like a jerkin and like a cotton shirt.
Okay, give me 1 second here. Should have had this ready, but I just thought of it right now. So, actually, so we'll come back to you, Laureate and Mama, and you guys can have your conversation while I look this up if you wish. It's up to you. So it depends on what you wish to do. So I will leave it in your hands to have a conversation when you are ready. Let's put it that way, or not, as the case may be.
Oh, I will. So after a little bit of like having a big gulp.
They left the flagon, by the way, so you can refill as needed.
Yeah.
I'll say, so I had some interesting conversation with someone higher up in this organization that I've been working with, and I don't really want to say any names, but I want to ask you, Savoy, have you heard of any group that their stated goal is to keep the balance between the people, the academy, the merchant guilds, and the council, and the military order? Have you heard of any group like that?
John, is that something I've ever heard of? Because I've eavesdropped in a lot of courts.
No. Well, let's see. Actually, give me hold on a second. What would I have you give me on this one? This would be
Insight?
Actually a knowledge roll.
Okay.
Savoy.
I'm on knowledge. Let's see. Am I playing D&D tonight? No, I'm not.
No.
Yes.
So the answer technically is yes and no.
Okay.
There are societies that come and go through the lips of the nobles and the merchants and here and there. However, this does strike a little bit of a chord, and it was something you kind of thought that maybe at some point you should look into, but you never just really had the time, of some organization kind of operating as a shadow guild that was, people had rumored it's with the Academy. People have rumored it's with the Order. That one, more than one is rumored with the Order, but no one's ever been able to connect them to them. Some people say the merchants got together and created their own force. Some people say the nobles got together. No one really knows, but there's some force out there, some group, very secretive. It's, you only have caught the barest whispers of them, that seems to exist because you've got enough confirmation to think that that may actually be true, but that's all you know.
Okay. Well, secret societies come and go. It could be nothing more than a couple of playboys deciding to say, we have a secret group. But I have to admit, I have heard rather continuously that there is something out there. I don't know the name, but who is running it and why exactly they're running it, there's something behind it. And it could be something as simple as, we agree not to fight with each other. Or it could be, we agree that we're going to keep us in power. We're going to support us. But I don't know. I don't know for sure. But there's been enough consistently over the last decade of being in and out of courts that there's something there.
Well, since I got released from prison, and once the exiling of me from the academy was complete, this group has been asking me to do minor jobs so far, but it's last month or so it's getting a little bit more serious with the work, and I've been getting, for such a long time, been working with them and I've had nothing of them. So I was hoping you know something, but seems you're also in the dark as well.
Well, I'm not particularly working for a secret group.
I can see that.
Honestly, I kept out of it and my sister helped me keep out of it until I stuck my foot in it. And right now, while I'm pretty sure Lady Makia is not behind whatever group you're in,
Well, I'm not
I'm
exactly
pretty
part
sure-
of this group. They seem to want to keep me out of it. I don't know why. I don't fully understand the
out
reason.
of the group?
Well, I think they're interested in me for some reason based on my work.
And with crystals.
Yes.
Well,
But I don't know
all
the end
power
goal of
comes
it.
from the crystals. You know that.
Yeah, everything to do with what we currently have in our society, in this current world, revolves around them.
It's why Lady Makia didn't want us to let anybody know that we had found the one crystal in the Skyworm. And why I had to spin that tale of the ship called the Skyworm.
Yes, this
That was
organization also asked me about it, and all I said was the Chasers had the information, and we just used what the Chasers gave us. So I thought that little might push them towards trying to find the Chasers for us, but who knows? Maybe we will, maybe it won't.
Well, do you trust the people that you're working with right now?
They've been honourable with what they've asked me to do, but they haven't really helped me with my problems that I've requested numerous times with. And now that I've started putting a bit of pressure on them, they seem to be pushing me up further to a higher ranking member. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So I don't know if there even is a proper structure to this group. The contact that I spoke with said there really isn't one, but who knows, really, he could just be lying.
I don't know what to tell you about that, other than if a group that is actually firmly entrenched would probably want to study the prospective recruits and how they react to stress and to tasks and such first. Also to test loyalty.
I don't want to deal with this. I just want to study crystals and help everyone.
I understand that. And the easy way about that would be and go and pledge yourself to Maddox or Lady Maki or someone. Get yourself a patron. But you would be beholden to them.
Well, I have told Maddox that even though I'm going to join his group, I still want to remain as independent as possible within it and be able to do what exactly I want. And he seemed to be agreeable to that, but whether he'll follow through, that's the question. But so far, for helping Gelspar, which is exactly the reason why I wanted to do it, was to help Gelspar and also get some knowledge on some more hearth crystals. And, like, he's shown his ideals to me, and some of them I do follow.
However, the question then becomes is how will he react to you if you ever say no?
Exactly. And I want the information that I know to be available for all. And I now know that...
If he says no?
Well, I don't know. We'll have to go to that once we get to that bridge. But the information that I know that it's taken me a long time to figure this out could change. It could change everything, but not just Adriel, but the entirety of Axia.
Some people are not going to want that. They like being at the top of the heap. They like to keep the stratus.
It's all theory right now because I don't have the resources to thoroughly test it. But I was able to do some minor tests and it seems plausible.
Well, if this group actually is truly about keeping the balance between the nobles and the merchants, the order and the university, then stick with them. But it may take you a lot longer to get what
when
you
I
want.
asked them about that, I asked them if that includes violence, and they said yes. You know what I mean?
I don't. You'll have to restate that.
If it requires them to kill people, they will do it without hesitation. And I'm not a fan of that.
Doesn't seem like your kind of people.
Well, this is when you have to start making choices.
Exactly, and it's the last few days. It's just been. Didn't expect this to all happen in such a short period of time. It's been hard to process.
Well, honestly, I'm kind of hoping Hob asks us to run off and go and get something for him so we can get out of the city for a while.
If we had the time for that.
Well, after the gala. We have to go to the gala. At least I have to go to the gala.
Oh, I have to go to the gala too.
Yes. If you want to talk to Lady Makia.
I'd rather just be in my lab.
A lot of people would like to have a safe haven to do the work that they want to do. But you have to pay for it somehow. So you just have to choose what you're willing to pay and who you're willing to pay it to. Same with you, Mama, to get your ship back. Same with me, and to protect my family. And Everest, well, he's not here, but what he wants to do.
I should have never come to this place.
Don't say that. You'll get through this.
Well, you wouldn't be able to have all these great desserts. You never would have tasted them. Think about it that way.
This is very
You
true.
would never
and
have run into the skyworm either.
That too.
Think
That's
of the
true.
adventures you would not have had. This is simply stretching you in ways you did not expect to be stretched in.
As long as that stretching doesn't come with too much of a leash. That's my main worry, but freedom can be acquired in various ways.
And again, you will have to choose what that leash, what kind of leash you're willing to have to get your ship back. And if that leash is you never return to the city, then so be it.
There are other cities. There are many other places to do trade.
Well,
I have a feeling that with the information, though, that we've acquired with the Skyworms alone, that getting that freedom will prove harder than ever, though. So.
Well, hopefully the other ship that we found, when we're getting the Ardent Steel, that becomes available at least. You'd still be able to fly it.
It's available now to us. We just simply have to be ready for, within the next year, someone to make a claim on it. Because I've already done what we need to do for it to be ours.
Don't know if Malma will be able to survive a year on the ground.
We're not going to be on the ground for a year. We'll use that ship to go out and do things. Or we will convince Lady Mama to, Lady Makia to loan us the ship if necessary.
There are ways to make this work, definitely.
There are ways to make this work. Just, it's been a little bit stressful, and we've been up for a long time, and we're being pulled in many different directions. So all of us are not as positive as we could be. So I think with that thought, unless there's something else, Laureate, that we really need to know, I think we should be prepared to come at this problem with a bright new outlook tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who knows? Maybe Maddox has Grinder tied up in his own personal dungeon waiting for us to kick him in the face.
You know what? That's a positive thinking, and that's what really makes a difference on any journey, whether it be in the air or on this floating ground, ever endless. It's the crew, it's the people that make any journey worthwhile. So I'm glad you're here, and the weird one too. I'm glad you're all here. You make a good crew.
Well, if nothing else, after the Starlight Gala, nothing stops us. We have to go do a test run on that ship anyway.
You are in. We're gonna have a great time.
Besides, you'll have to teach me more on how to pilot that thing.
Happily, you'd make a fine pilot, my friend.
All right. So she lifts her glass, kind of toasts both of you, and says, "I will be in my chambers. I will see you in the morning unless you need to see me later tonight."
Thank you.
And then I will sweep out of there and try and keep a smile on my face, because suddenly everybody's depressed and I can't be irritated at them. So, oh, damn it.
That's the trick.
I have to be the morale. Walk it off, people. We can do this.
Yep. Well, you are the Atlanta, so yeah.
I feel better.
Yep.
Good.
Leadership's a thing.
It might also be the desserts and the drink, but I feel better.
It might be.
That. Hey, at least I got that available for you guys.
There you go.
I had no idea when I made this background that would be so important.
That was greght. Mama Laureate, you guys kind of hanging for a bit,
Yeah,
or
I think
eventually heading
it's be a
back?
good time. I'll ask for a servant, and I need to get lemon and water.
Okay, very well. I'll bring you a picture of that as well, and a fresh
I
glass.
assume there's a candle in here somewhere, like a.
Sure.
Yeah,
Yes, many of them.
candles.
Yeah.
Okay,
Are you
awesome.
making secret notes?
No, I'm about to decode one. So I'm gonna actually pull out the note that I had, that I took from the Academy library.
The blank piece of paper, right?
Piece of paper, Do the old lemon and water trick and put it against the candle to let it
Okay.
reveal.
You wait there, get it close, sit.
I think that should be a roll to see if he doesn't set it on fire.
No, I'm sure he's got plenty of working with alembics and flames and crap. He's a scientist. Come on. The bad news is nothing. The bad news is nothing happens.
Nothing happens.
Nothing happens.
Oh. So heat and lemon doesn't work?
Nothing happens. You still get the scent that something's here, but it's not.
I'm gonna
this particular is not coming out.
I'm gonna try and infuse arcane energy into it. See what happens.
How are you doing that?
I'm gonna use my hearth crystal, see if it'll react to it. My crystal shard from.
Okay, so you're like touching the crystal. That you have to be very specific. Are you touching the crystal of the paper?
Yes.
Mama, are you just kind of absorbing this while having another cream puff?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay.
I'm interested.
Okay, you touch the crystal. Nothing happens.
All right, try the smooth blackstone just out of interest that I got from.
Yeah. Well, that's all you got it there.
Just want to see if that doesn't.
Nothing happens either.
Look through the crystal. Look through the crystal.
You're not there.
I know I'm not there.
From my experience passing secret notes in the past, can I offer any wisdom?
Make me a knowledge roll. Make me a knowledge roll, Mama.
I'm acknowledging.
Not so much.
I'm not. No, I'm really. Oh, it looks like a 7 on my thing again. My dice are.
It's an 11, unfortunately. So
That's fair.
Your knowledge is it's usually just I read a note and I passed it off to someone and they read it and then they eat it. It's pretty much it. You don't. I mean, you've done codes and stuff, but never the invisible stuff. But it never needed that level of security. So
The trick is, if you dip the note in fudge first, it's quite tasty. That's the trick.
Goes down easy. Yes, exactly. Yeah, Brahms, how were you not hosting the channel? Shame.
Man, I don't know what to tell you.
Anyways, yeah, so you've got the crystal, no. Black rock, no. Flame, no. Anything else you want to try?
I'm just looking through what I've got.
Okay.
The lumbox won't help or anything like that.
Not that you can. I doubt exposing it to miasma is really going to do anything. It's very unlikely.
I have a kind of non sequitur here, John. Am I still holding the smelly cheese? I forgot that thing was.
You still have it.
If you haven't gotten rid of it, then yes, you still have the smelly cheese.
You sold it as part of something, didn't you?
Did I?
Did you?
I hope so.
I may have. I was just wondering because I'm like, I don't remember keeping that thing.
If that cheese was still in a pocket, it's gone.
That is true. Actually, you know what? It would have been removed when you came back half dead.
Yeah.
So yeah, you don't have it anymore.
Okay.
While Laureate's thinking, real quick, Brahms, Everest, when you get back to your room, you find this amazing leather jerkin, sleeveless, of course, and it's masterwork quality. It's like you can tell there's multiple layers, but they're so. By the way, does he prefer smooth leather or suede leather?
It would be a smooth leather.
Okay. It is phenomenal. When you put it on, it's like a second skin. It moves with you. You would be able to cast whatever you wanted, even run, jump, everything. It also serves as, in the Hero's Manual, it will serve as the equivalent of robes armor, giving you your tier added to resistance.
Nice.
So, yep.
Oh.
And it's in your colors, whatever colors you specified. So, yeah, it's quite the piece of work. It's really, I mean, you're not really a huge one for clothes, but this is something really special. So there you go.
Nice.
So, all right, back to Laureate. Laureate, anything else you want to try?
Trying to think.
You think you're close,
I
but
know,
you're not. It's not coming together.
I have to think on it more.
Yeah, it might be just that you're too tired. Maybe a good night's rest might
be
give you
drunk.
an idea. Maybe a little tipsy. Yeah, possibly. Okay. Anything else you plan to do, or is it night time?
So you see, so Mama, you'll see me get really annoyed at this not doing what it's supposed to.
I'm gonna hand you a cream puff. Got your back.
Oh, thank you.
Mm.
It's good. It's a good cream puff if you eat it.
Yeah, I'll take a bite.
Yeah, it's pretty tasty. I mean, doesn't really go with the wine per se, but it's
Yeah.
still pretty good. Yeah.
I've actually never had dessert here. Wow, it's actually really good.
Yes, it's this.
I'm
Beer's
saying it's a
Baker is-
Malmas.
Yeah, that's just
Yeah.
like duh.
You know, if you had more dessert, you would probably find some of the puzzles a little bit easier to fix because it really gets the noggin going, you know.
Oh, if I was in my lab, it'd be a lot easier.
You must miss it, eh? The research, just looking at dinky, boring pieces of paper and books all the time. You really loved it, eh?
Well, it's still going. I do have a place of my own that I work on, but just I haven't been there now for over a week. I think. But I'd love to note down everything that I've done so far, but we haven't got time for that. That'll take a while.
Well, maybe after the ball and the talking to everyone and hopefully not getting killed. I mean, we can maybe head there and chill out a couple of days. Hey, when we take off on the ship again, we can dedicate an entire section of the ship to your lab and research if you want. You're interested in hearth crystals. I'm interested in hearth crystals. It's good business there.
I'll think about that.
Yeah,
The
think
mobile
about
lab
it.
would be very useful.
Yeah, we could make it like part of the whole. It'd be great. We could really work that.
You know, the Academy has an actual ship dedicated to something like that. See if I can get access to it to get some ideas.
Ooh,
hard,
that's
though.
a great. I'd love to visit that. An Academy ship. Different compartments. I'd love to visit that. See what you can do.
Yeah, I've never actually been on it, but heard it's pretty well built, and it's good. A lot of stuff you might be interested in.
Nice. Nice. We should have known about that. I'd have asked some questions, but hey, you know what? Another time. Be good. Now, what are you worried about finding on that blank piece of paper you're playing with?
This is a bit personal, but
Oh.
as well. So, if you could not tell anyone this, what I'm about to tell you, please. And
Sure, as long as it's not going to get us killed, yeah, no problem.
just for safety. I'd rather this stay between us for now until I can figure it out. So when we went to the library, I was given access. Remember, up to the 4th floor. Up there are the files for what happened at the Silver Blades, and I was able to have a quick look, and all of it was missing, all gone. But there was this fell out of it, and I was able to retrieve that and leave the rest.
So it's like you're thinking it might be a way to find the rest of the information then. It's like a
honestly-
clue.
I don't know, but I do know that the Hyatt Pellez has the rest of my work locked up.
Well, it might be a good night's sleep, but if I were leaving a secret message to someone, not in those fancy dancy arcane kind of ways, but I'd leave a code that the person I hope could follow would know how to decipher it. So I'm betting that for you, something to do with your magic or with the hearth crystals, and you'll be able to read that piece of paper.
That's what I
If I
thought.
was to
You
leave
saw
a
me
code-
roll up the crystal in it and touch it and see if it will affect it, and nothing happened.
I don't know much about the magic. Did you try? You touched it? Did you put magic in it? Did you
Yeah.
look through the crystal?
I haven't looked through it. Just out of interest to look through it.
I don't know.
That's
don't know.
a silly thing. Why would you look through a crystal to see a thing on a piece of paper?
Did you do that?
Yeah, I'm gonna do it anyway because
Okay.
just
Yeah,
something
I mean, you
stupid.
think it seems crazy, and unfortunately, it doesn't help you with anything. It does not
Yeah.
change it at all.
No.
Okay. Paper's just paper. Yeah.
But there's something weird, like, and I'll let her. Oh wait, no, it'd be smelling of lemon right now. I have to wait for it to dry out.
I'm not gonna lick it if that's what you're
No.
Lemon's not my
I feel
favorite.
like
More
I'm
chocolate.
gonna. If I put my hand over it and feel it, does it feel like there's something imprinted on it?
No, it feels completely smooth.
Okay. I don't know. It could be nothing, but I'm gonna keep a hold of this a bit longer and see what I can find out.
Yeah. You know what? A good night's rest might just help you see it, but
Could be going mad at over a piece of paper.
they would have given you something that you could read, probably decipher with everything that you already have. So it would be, I would assume, that it would be something that you could decipher with
Yeah.
your magic, with whatever you usually carry on your person, and with something that links you to the Silver Glades. Either that or it's not meant for you. But I have a feeling it is, and so do you.
I'll worry about it later.
Yeah, sleep on it. It's
Yeah.
waited for you this long. I'll wait for you till the morning.
Thanks for having my back, by the way. I know I've said this before, but I've been pretty much alone for many years now, and it's been an eye-opening week and a week and a bit. I think we've been out together, and I've been appreciative. Some of my just brings back a lot of memories, but brings back the good ones, you know?
There's nothing like having a crew. Believe me, I may miss my ship, but you all make it a lot easier. So thanks for having my back too. And trust your friends. I know that you're probably scared about losing others too, but we are together and we're stronger together. You know that. We've all faced enough danger alone that the four of us can stand for a lot.
It's not you that I'm worried about. It's the people who can't defend themselves, like in Traveler's Belt. None of them are fighters. Only one of them has a bit of arcane ability. It's one I'm teaching, but the rest are just citizens.
Is there any way we can get them extra protection? Get them somewhere safer? Something?
Well, this group that I was trying to talk about earlier, they said that they have people watching, and they also told Maddox. So hopefully hopefully they are watching and protecting, at least for now.
You know, Laureate, you're good people. In disguise, we always remember that there are things within our control. And those things are usually the crew that you surround yourself with and the sturdiness of the ship beneath your feet. But the storms, they'll still hit the skies, and sometimes no matter how prepared you are and how good your crew is, you can't control the outcome. You're worrying about the storm right now, and you can't control that. Make sure you've got the right crew. Make sure your ship is sturdy, and you're going to face that storm better than any other way.
That's a good metaphor for that one. I really talk to ship pilots. Thank you.
Anytime. It feels good to talk about, you know, the air, but applying it to the ground, maybe there's some lessons there you're helping me learn too, so thank you.
And if you're ever interested in trying to find that skyworm again, I'd love to tag along, and I can give you some of my theories on it.
Oh yes. I think you and I are going to have a long and fruitful friendship, my friend.
Shake on it?
Shake on it.
You just do the, except you do like that, and then you do it. It's like, yeah. So like you see Laurie go, what? You've already started shaking the hand.
Look, you can take the pirate out of the sky, but you can't take the sky out of the pirate, my friend.
Oh man, I'm so sad I
Good
missed that.
stuff. That was great. Right down to the handshake. Yes. Where it's, oh my god, I have to go wash my hand.
Yeah. Lemon water.
It's like, what? Just looking at it with like shock. Good night, Mel.
Good night.
It's just like, oh.
Yeah, and you're walking away like shaking the hand, trying to get some of the spin off.
I need a basin.
Hey, that's a serious handshake, my friend.
Yeah. That's a serious Malma handshake.
Yeah, I meant that.
Every gooey bit of it. Yes, exactly.
No.
Lots of cream puff, I'm afraid. Sorry.
Hey,
No.
is what it is. That's right. All right. Cool. I'm going to figure out how to do that. All right. It's going to make me do the hard way. Anyways, that's annoying. Okay. Anything else anyone wishes to do in the evening before the next day?
No,
I mean, I'm pretty sure when I got back to my chambers, I get my final fitting.
Oh yeah. They've been waiting. I mean, politely, of course. It's it's all good. All right, so you're gonna be difficult, eh? Fine. Hang on a second. I gotta do something, just in case. Thank God for screen capture. Boop. Okay. Okay, then the night passes relatively uneventfully. For most of you.
For
all of you, it's been a long day. Yeah. So
It's gonna be a long tomorrow.
Oh boy, here we go.
Good day.
Start with Maddox.
It reminds me of Majora's Mask, where it has the boom when you wake up next day.
No, nothing like that.
24
All
hours
right,
till the moon falls.
Where am I? Oh, here we go. Just gotta pull something off here real quick. Okay. All right, just gotta rename something. Morning arrives relatively. I mean, yeah, the night passed uneventfully. Let's put it that way. You're all pretty tired from running around all day and all this stuff. So you meet, I assume, in the hall for breakfast. Your sister is there, looking a bit haggard, but she's awake. It's a long night, obviously. So I don't know if any conversations happening in the morning. You guys have plenty to do. Like I said, a full dance card, and today is the day of the.
Just the general. Hey, everything going well?
We'll make it, she says, tightly. She's actually got papers around her reviewing things, and a servant is like literally two of them on flanking her, one on either side, ready to take messages or what have you.
Right.
So yeah. So yeah, but she's like, no, we'll do it.
Okay, we've got stuff that we have to do. I'll see you. What time are you planning to leave for the gala? As in, what time do we need to be back, actually?
The gala is supposed to start at 7. Be here 90 minutes beforehand. Do not be late. Correct.
All right, 5:30.
Correct.
Great. Okay.
I'll see you this evening. All right. By the way, how early did you guys set the servant alarm?
Probably like between 7 and 8.
Yeah, he said first thing, exactly. I mean, the servants will do it whatever, and your sister will be there regardless when you did it. But yeah, early is probably.
Yeah. So earlier than we've been doing.
Yeah. No sleeping in this morning. That's true.
Yeah.
All right.
Especially since we're going to borrow the carriage again.
Yeah. Exactly.
I'm sure there's going to be. The house has more than one carriage.
Yeah, I mean, that's the one, you're going to go in the Regal one for this evening, and then you have simple, I don't want to call them hackneys, but they're more simple carts for general travel. You guys, I mean, carriages are expensive. You don't have, it's not like you have a fleet or anything. So, yeah. But you have conveyance, let's put it that way. So, okay. So you're heading off to Maddox's place, right?
Yep.
First thing in the morning.
Fighting.
Yep. All right. My kitty is off camera, so
Yeah, we have so many cats on cam that you guys don't get to see.
Secret
Unfortunate.
kitties.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. That trip is also uneventful, and before you know it, you're at the white marble outer foyer with a fountain, etc., etc., etc. It seems like they're expecting you for literally you're like alighting from the conveyance of the lesser carriage, shall we say,
Yes.
when the servant comes out and says, it's good to see you again. The Lord is waiting. If you'll follow me, please.
All right, head on in.
Yep.
I know the invite went to Laureate, but I'm taking the lead. That's what I'm used to doing.
I did say and friends. It was very clear. He wanted to
Yeah.
see all of you. Yeah, it's not a problem. It just got to her because, Okay. So, yes, you're led into the same hall, the same magnificent view, the same white table, and Maddox is seated there, and he rises. You come in. Come in, folks. I trust you're probably as busy as I've been over the past couple days with this event we have to attend. Please sit. I thought it would be a good idea for us to meet and perhaps make sure our stories are straight, since we'll all be attending at once. And no doubt there will be people who will be curious about your rapid rise amongst the nobles and your exploits with the crystal, given we'll be in very close proximity to it. I thought it might be good for us to make sure that there's no crossed wires, I guess. Does that make sense?
Yes.
How do you intend to handle questions about your journey?
Which journey?
The only one that matters right now, the journey to retrieve the crystal.
I will tell everyone, as I told Lady Maddox. No, God damn it. Lady Makia, thank you. The cold medicine's starting to wear off. That we traced it to a ship called the Skyworm, that we found it within, that we had the fight with the chasers, and we prevailed. Simple. Less details.
Do you let Maddox know that you had told this story before?
Yes.
Okay, that's what I thought. I was just making sure. Yeah.
He knows that not only does he know that I told that story, he knows that very specifically Lady Makia does not want anyone to know that it was an actual Skyworm.
Right.
And he was very, very interested in that.
Mm-hmm. Okay, good. That's how I remembered it. Just want to make sure. All right. Okay, he nods. This is excellent. Especially the part about throwing the suspicion on the chasers. The more we can do to destabilize their hold among the lower echelons of the populace, the better. Right now, their insurgency is spreading among those that I do not wish it to spread amongst. We cannot have the people thinking the chasers are their answer out of Gelspar. I want it to be a real answer, not joining a collection of thugs who spread crime and murder wherever they go. So yes, all of you would do well to stick to that exact tale without embellishment. Kind of glanced at Mom at that. So.
Well, that's why it was called the Skyworm, because some people can be confused, thinking it was an actual Skyworm.
You could say that the crystal was actually keeping the Skyworm ship aloft, and once we took the crystal out, it caused the ship to collapse into the miasma.
Exactly. All right. And what if they ask how did you find this ship?
Well, that's what I was going to ask you. How did you get in contact, in possession of that compass? The crystals.
That was Hobbs doing, remember? And
I assume
whether
it was from the chasers as well. So anyone that I told, I said the chasers gave us it.
Be careful of seeming to ally yourself too closely with them. There are people who will not want to hear that you gained any information from them, because it would therefore lead them to believe you were in league with them.
Oh, I mean, we can always just say that we were given a heading to go, and sorry, we can't tell our sources.
Well, they know the chasers are involved.
Well, the
If you
chasers
say-
followed us.
If you say it was recovered from the chasers, and that's why they followed you wanting to get it back, that should do. Again, anything we can do to weaken the chasers' position will be very advantageous, especially among the elite. They need to know the chasers are not to be trusted.
The elite.
But
are
we found that out the hard way.
The elite are allying themselves with the chasers.
The rumors, well, he has the grace to look a little abashed at that. The chasers have always been available to hire for those with the right coin. As you found out, I thought I had them under my employ. I mean, when you first met them, the chasers were around the square.
Oh yes, I know. I remember.
But I wouldn't call it alliance. I would call it mutual benefaction until one or the other side or the other decides it is not the case anymore. But there's always
They
someone
don't
with more
stay
coin.
bought.
Correct. Well, it depends. It depends on how good the relationship one has with them. If they had come back to me, I would have countered the offer to make sure they stayed on my side. Someone obviously was willing to spend the coin to make sure they did not stay on my side, and that is very important.
I don't suppose you know anything more about Grinder or where he is or anything.
Go ask Cobb. It's the same thing I told Lori. I would have thought you would have gone to them by now.
We've
Oh,
been
yeah,
All
able to-
roads lead to Hob.
We had to, on short notice, had to go to the academy, do some research.
Mm,
On,
really?
I requested Admiral Rhea to give us access using military orders insignia, and she was able to provide it. So we only had a short amount of time in the academy.
Was it a good relationship with Rhea? Have you established a position of trust with her?
I'm a good friend to her, and she's a good friend to me. She took care of
Good.
me during the Silverglades incident.
Excellent. Okay. What were you looking for?
Anything that would help us with regards to Imix, actually. Anything that can protect us from the ability of her energy to affect us through either like hearth crystals or relics, any kind of objects. And we also were able to get a little bit more information on the culture of Everest's people.
It is Ixis, by the way.
Oh, Ixis, sorry.
Yes, that's all right. He kind of ponders at that, like, if you're looking for one-off artifacts, weird things like that, then you really, really need to talk to Hob. It may take you some time, but if such a thing exists, he'll probably know where it is and how to get it.
Time, yes.
I really hate that little man. He's so annoying.
Which is more annoying, Hob or Grinder?
Grinder by a lot.
Okay, then.
Fair point.
Mhm.
So yes, I guess all roads are leading to Hob right now.
Yep.
How do
He
you
makes
know
himself-
he's not dealing with the chasers?
Oh, he probably is.
You don't
I
think
didn't say you could trust him, only that you can use him, only that he has information that's valuable to you. But rest assured, if someone were to come along asking for the same thing, he will sell you out without hesitation.
So what you're telling me is the money better be good.
That is correct. Or the task, or whatever he wishes from you. That is how he makes his living, by getting people to do things he'd rather not, such as your little adventure for the Arlen Steel. By the way, you actually impressed him on that one. I thought that was interesting. I hadn't seen him react like that in a long time. So that may play in your favor, but don't think it's going to get you all that much. Hob is a shrewd bargainer. But it can't hurt.
Do you have anything that we can use against Tob? Any...
Yes, leverage wouldn't hurt in this situation.
I cannot jeopardize my own position with him, I'm afraid. So you guys are going to be... You're capable. And besides, you've already done work for him. So if anything, you should be able to negotiate more favorable terms, perhaps?
And perhaps Mama will be able to spin a tale or two, especially if we end up doing another favor for him.
We
He
had
seems
some
like
good
the type
chats the
who works
first
in
time.
favors.
The good news, I can tell you, the good news is Hob always has things that need doing. It's not necessarily the money; it's the brokerage of information. If you were to give him something really useful, that might pay your way. Otherwise, typically he'll ask you to work it off for him for whatever he wants. The only question is whether the mission is worth doing. As grinders become a repeated thorn in your side, I would think just about any mission would be worth doing. I regret I cannot help you more in this matter. However, I need to look after my own affairs. And Hob, Grimaces is unfortunately, I wouldn't call it vital, but he's certainly a fairly large portion of those if I wish to get done what I need done.
Well,
When
then.
a quick question. When you say that Hob is a broker of information, and we could use some of that for leverage, would he be interested in possibly some knowledge I happened across?
If you're not willing to divulge what it is, I can't ascertain whether he would be or not.
It would be advanced pyromancy.
He doesn't dabble in the arcane very much. He prefers things that have more tangible benefits. The short answer is I don't know. Hobbs' desires and wants vary from day to day. One day it may be the top thing on his list, the next day he could care less. So the only chance you might want to try, but other than that...
Very well. Just...
Let's see. I probably don't need to say this, but of course it bears repeating anyways, that all of you need to be on your toes. You are going to see, tonight, you are going to see the creme de la creme of Adriel. Practically every noble, every merchant, with a nod to Savoy, who's worth their salt will be there. This is going to be the event of the season. Words will carry much more meaning than just their simple definitions. And the eddies and flows of society will be on full effect. My niece, I think it's my niece Piper, will also be in attendance as I am slowly introducing her to higher society, and this event seems perfect. It will be heavily guarded. I strongly advise that none of you carry any weapons. The penalties will be extremely severe if you are caught with one, because you will be assumed to be a possible assassin.
Can we at least, is there somewhere we can store them nearby in case we need them? Will they allow us to bring them
The
to the
order
venue, but then...
will be all over it.
So even personal guards won't be able to carry weapons?
Personal guards will be allowed one weapon, no pole arms, probably a short sword or a rapier or something like that. Maybe a small mace. They will,
is my...
You know the drill. They need to be clearly marked. So if Mama, he kind of looks at you too and is like, if she's gonna be your bodyguard, she needs to wear the sash.
Yes, I'm sure it was already put in.
I love a sash.
And then one clearly worn weapon.
Well, at least you won't have to hide it under your skirt this time.
That's too bad though, because they really arranged the dress this time so that it would fit nicely. But yeah, not under the dress is great too. Easier access will be fun.
Maddox raises an eyebrow and just takes a sip of his probably mead at this time.
Maddox, would I be able to request same bodyguard status for you, for me, so I can take my staff with me?
I have my own guards, and I don't think that would be a good idea to have you be that attached to mine. I know you're attending under my auspices, but I don't think we need to have that. I would say leave your staff at home, Laureate. Are you concerned something might actually happen at this event?
Just a feeling.
We all are.
We're just paranoid at this point. Let's.
Well, this is true.
Don't know what you guys are worried about. I can just walk in empty-handed. I'm totally fine.
Well, this is true.
Honestly, let Admiral Rhea handle it. Security will be immense. If you're worried about the chasers, literally, it would have to be suicidal to want to try something at this event. I can't imagine if they want to make the enemies of everyone they actually work with, this would be the perfect time to do it. It doesn't make any sense for them to slice it, to attack the very hands that feed them, that pay them for their missions. It just wouldn't work. Grider is cunning. He's not that stupid.
Well,
What
Mama
if
will
they?
be my bodyguard, and Everest doesn't need a physical weapon. Laureate,
So I've heard.
Mm-hmm.
you will have to figure out if you can do what you need to.
I'll still be
your
able to
staff.
cast magic, but it'll be at a it'd be a little bit weakened without the
Okay.
staff to focus on it.
Good to know.
There, problem solved. And again, my apologies, but it does not do us well if you are too close to my employee. That does not, in this milieu, that does not serve my purpose as well as I would like.
So you don't want me
Believe
to wear
me,
your colors?
I would prefer that you didn't. Believe me, you will be getting enough attention, and by that will spill over to me automatically. People know you did this on my behalf. I would, at this point, I've given you the invite because, of course, you're the heroes of Gelspire. It would be remiss not to have you there. And indeed, part of this, I will be confessed, is a little bit of a social experiment to see how people react to all of you being there, especially, and points to Laureate as well. You know, the, pardon the term, disgraced druid, now returning with the salvation of Gelspire in hand. As for the rest of you, of course, Savoy, you are already ensconced in the city. Everest, well, welcome to high society. And Malma, I guess the same goes for you too.
Thank you.
It should
Thank
be
you.
quite an experience to watch.
I do have a thought, Maddox.
Hmm?
I do have a thought regarding the chasers. What I do realize you asked about, stating that it would be silly of them to attack outright, but what if they're looking to no longer be fed by those hands? What if they're looking to become the hand that is doing the feeding?
And you're thinking of possibly a large concerted strike when everyone is gathered together?
Very possibly, yes. It would be convenient.
It would certainly be chaotic like Ixus likes.
Rhea's people in Gelspar have given no indication that such an event is... The planning of that would be immense, first of all. For them to gather their power without word leaking out would be... Okay, granted, it's not impossible. It is a valid point, and one I'm sure Admiral Rhea has taken into consideration in the planning of this event. So don't think I'm dismissing your thoughts out of hand. I'm not. Such an event like that, though, I think would be nearly impossible to keep quiet. If not from the chasers, from others who would broker that information. The important thing, even Hob, I think, who also realizes the value of having the status quo remain quo, has not heard a peep. And believe me, I know he would have told me this, because it'd be profitable for him. And even he has not heard word. Not to say it's not impossible. It just seems very, very improbable.
Do keep in mind that they do have a very large weapon at their disposal in the form of Ixis. She is her own person. She will not be controlled, but chaos is definitely something she enjoys.
Well, we shall certainly have to be on the watch for that, is all I can say. With all the plus with all the various houses' personal guards and the heavy military order presence there, it would still be it would be crazy in my mind. Now, if you think she is that, we will have to take whatever precautions we can.
She's definitely not sane. I've never stated that in any capacity.
I think at this point we are now speaking in circles. We have expressed our concern. You have expressed your, I wouldn't say unconcerned, but your assurances. And at this point,
I don't think there's anything more to be gainsaid by continuing it. Correct. If you track down Hob today, if you manage to get to him before the ceremony, then by all means ask him.
That is the thing that we will do. Do you want Laureate to come to your home to arrive with your party?
No, Laureate can arrive with you. As long as she has the invitation, that's all she needs.
All right. Well then.
Yes, because I think we are set unless there's anything else I can do.
I give a look to everybody and see if anybody is catching my eye or shaking their head or...
I'll have to have a discussion with you, Maddox, probably after the gala.
Oh, I guarantee we will probably be in touch afterwards to discuss next steps.
All right.
Correct.
Well, then.
All right, well, then, I hate to move you along, however, merchant work is never done.
We need to do.
Good luck, and I look forward to seeing you at the event tonight.
All right. Thank you.
Okay. Yep. Servant opens the door, ushers you out. There you go.
All right. Once we're out the door, I'm like, well, choice. Do we go see Lady Nakia for you? Or do we just go see Hob?
Just to reiterate, we want to... so it's the story that we're saying is that we got the directions from Hob, and that we found a ship called the Skyworm. It was being lifted by the crystal. We took the crystal and the ship collapsed, and the chasers went after us, and we fought them off, but we lost the ship in the process and took theirs.
Yes. Well, they attacked us while we were retrieving.
Yes. I just want to make
the
sure.
One thing is that Maddox said you recover the information from the chasers themselves.
Yeah, we got the information.
Not Hob.
So not Hob, the chasers.
Yeah. Right.
I just want to make
He
sure.
really wants you to discredit the chasers in this evening. Yeah.
Except, tell the tale with a little bit more flair, my friend. I mean, this is a tale of heroics and adventure, and not just that. Those were facts.
There were slaughterfish, and we had just fought them off, and then we got attacked by the chasers, whom we had acquired, and I acquired the information from. It's not like they gave it to us willingly.
No, exactly. It was a tale of daring. It'll be a good story to tell. But as for your question, Savoy, I know that we're tight on time. I'm okay with speaking with Lady Makia if there's a chance then. Otherwise, we can go meet with her another day.
Well, she's in this area, isn't she?
Yes.
So it's probably just quicker
to her
see
than we are closer to Hob.
That is correct. Yeah.
Well, why don't we swing by then? And I think in Lady Makia's case, though, a one-on-one might work better.
Well, yes, and it is entirely possible that she will not be available to see you. You must be prepared for that.
That's all right. I totally understand that completely.
So I don't suspect it would take that long.
I'm getting excited. How do I look?
You look like the ship captain that you are.
Good. All right.
I'm sure we can rest up in the courtyard or in one of their waiting areas while you have business with Lady Makia. Assuming she will see you.
I will make sure that whatever deal I come with is not one that is completely destroying of my freeborn soul, but we'll see how that goes about.
Okay. Well then, let's head to Lady Makia's place.
Okay.
And then and we'll just sort of hang out in one of their courtyards or something. Well,
all right. Let's see. Talk half hour, get over there. So traffic is starting to rise as the morning, comes upon everyone. So it takes a little bit more time to get to the nobles level from the merchant quarter. That's a good half-hour trip because it's, stop and start a little bit. You make it to the Makia estate, the very grand Makia estate. Let's see. Actually, Savoy, I think you're the only one who's been here before, right?
Yeah, I've been here.
Yeah.
Yeah, as far as I know, I'm the only one who's been here, so I know kind of how things go, sort of.
Right. Yeah, it is a vast expanse, larger than the Maddox estate, and much more ornate. Tasteful, though, not gaudy. It's well done. Very high fence and main gates that are manned. When you roll up to it, what do you do?
I will let them know that Lady Amakia had requested Mama's presence if she is available. If she is not, then we will continue on.
Kind of, Mama, how are you dressed today? Is it kind of your normal kind of like captain's outfit?
My normal captain's outfit, yeah, but I spruced it up a little bit. I remember meeting her the first time, so I'd be wearing pretty much the same thing the first time I met her. So I remember she was pretty fancy, so I'm fancying myself up a little bit.
All right. I'm assuming, Savoy, that your conveyance has...
great.
Yeah.
Not dressed down in any way.
I assume your conveyance has some sort of like your house sigil,
Yes.
your house crest on it. Yeah. Okay. It's he says the veneers.
Yes.
You are speaking for her?
Yes.
She's just making sure I get in so I don't get lost. I mean, I'm still getting used to this area, but I'd be meeting with Lady Makia by myself. The first time I met the Lady Makia, she was kind enough to make sure that I knew which way to go.
Wait here, please. Turns on his heel and heads inside. The other guard eyes you both.
Well,
without a word.
I whatever card I needed to give them, I would have given them.
He didn't need one. He doesn't get to be a guard in the Makia household without an eye for detail. Let's put it that way.
Yes.
Anything you wish to do while you wait?
No, I'll just say to Savoy, thanks for getting me here, but maybe I'll wait and see if I get called in, and I'll come meet you across the way if necessary.
We'll wait out front.
Okay.
All right. Takes about 5 minutes. Guard comes back. And he says, bring your conveyance inside. All of you are to enter the grounds.
Ooh, it's exciting.
They open the gate, come in, they close the gate behind you. And there's a spot to like put your conveyance off to the side, basically.
Who needs 3 waterfalls with fountains? I mean,
the middle one is really, really, really large. I mean, it's gorgeous, but you're like,
that's the size. That's about the size of Maddox's one. But who needs another 2?
Yeah.
For the stories, of course. Oh, we just lost Brahms.
No. Now all the webcams are broken. We'll give it a sec, see if he returns.
Yeah.
Oh.
But we'll do your thing. I'll just set up the cams temporarily.
Oh, no wonder you suddenly can see my cat more than...
Yeah, now you see the cat. Everyone can see the cat.
You see Lilo.
Cat on cat. All right, I'll just fix up the webcams. You want to do you can do the rest.
Yeah. Keep going. It's all good. All right. They come to the courtyard and give you no further instructions.
Whatever I did last time, I will start getting to do that.
Well, last time you waited until you were summoned, so you're kind of cooling your heels. It looks like in the courtyard for now.
Then we cool our heels in the courtyard because either Mama's going to get summoned by herself, or somebody's going to come and say, you and you come.
Exactly.
So
Okay.
I enjoy the view because I don't usually get up there that often.
That is true. This is rarefied air. By the way, folks, yes, for those who are interested, you do have a magnificent, even better than Maddox's view of the city of Adriel. It's very clear that the I want to say Marmite. That's not true. Lady Makia, the Makia family has been here for a long time, and their position in the noble quarter at the very top certainly proves it as they look out on everything else that they, for one could say lord over, however you want to phrase it, etc., etc. But yeah, it is breathtaking. Even Malma, it's not as good as a ship, but it's pretty damn close. Yeah.
I enjoy a good horizon.
Indeed. So, you are left cooling your heels for a good while. It's easily between 20 and 30 minutes. But finally, someone actually does come out. The lady is quite busy. However, she wishes to see you, looks at Malma, and the Lady Veneer. If you'll follow me, please. The others can wait here.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
Exciting.
Well, I will just basically kind of give Laureate and Everest a nod and head on in.
All right. So follow the servant, liveried servant inside. Her heels kind of clicking on the polished marble floor. Everything looks as good inside as outside. It's all very tasteful. Kind of austere a little bit. It's certainly not comfortable. It's meant to instill kind of respect and sometimes maybe even awe based on how big the hall is in the main room and everything. Savoy, he takes you to a fairly familiar side chamber, but this time is more bustling with activity. Various servants coming here and there, to and fro, things like that. Mama, you've never been in anywhere this nice before ever, so it's a smidge intimidating, just because this is real money. This is big money, old money, whatever you want to call it. So, just to let you know. After you can respond how you wish, but yeah. Anywho, and at the center of it all, of course, is Lady Machia giving instructions while she's perusing something, talking to one of her servants. However, when she sees both of you, she claps her hands together and motions you forward. Come in, children, come in. Just leave us for a few minutes. I will summon you when you're required again. How are you both? Please sit. Refreshments, something to drink, something to eat, perhaps. You must be famished. I'm sure you're as busy as I am.
Yes, we are. Thank you.
It's whatever you wish, please. You just have to ask. We'll get it for you. My servants pride themselves on anticipating need, as do I. It's good to see you, Savoy. You are looking well.
Thank you.
How are your adventures in the city going?
Well, haven't been attacked recently, so not that bad.
It depends on what you define recently as.
Well, this is true.
And how are you getting on with my Malma?
We are getting. Oh, you're talking to Mama. Never mind.
No. How are you getting along with my Malma? Is exactly what she says.
Okay, that's what I thought she said. All right, I'm like.
Oh yeah, you did not misinterpret.
Okay, I'm like, oh, we are having a grand time together, and we are actually most anxious to get back into the sky. She's promised to teach me how to pilot an airship.
Oh, airships. Would that I were 20 years younger. The call of the skies is a powerful one indeed. All right. Well, Savoy, we will, I'm sure, talk more at the ball tonight. So if you will excuse Mama and myself, we have a little bit of business to discuss, my dear. All right. But I just wanted to say hello. It is good to see you.
I do appreciate it. Now get out.
Please give my regards to your sister, who I know is working oh so hard to make sure we have proper accoutrements for the ball tonight. I look forward to seeing her work.
I will definitely do so. Get up, do an appropriate bow or curtsy or whatever. Actually, I'm bowing because it's.
There you go. Yep.
Okay. And then I will actually walk back out and leave Mama there because I'm sure I know how to get back to where I was.
Well, there's a servant ready to take you back to. Yeah. All right. So the door is closed behind Mama, leaving you with the Lady Machia.
Thank you for making the time to see us today. I imagine that it must be very busy for you.
Well, yes, as one of the sponsors of the ball, of course it is, but I always have time to meet with one of my, I don't know what I would call you. You're not exactly constituents since you're not from around here, but I guess associate would be appropriate since we have business to discuss, my dear. Yes. The want of one ship, the cupcake.
Yes.
Indeed.
I'm very fond of my ship, as I'm sure you know.
Most airship captains are. It's an extension of themselves, and to be apart from it for very long indeed seems to weigh on them greatly. I trust you are the same. You would rather be sailing among the clouds and the, well, starterfish, those damned little vermin. But
I know how to deal
going,
with those.
I am sure you do, my dear. Hither and yon, and finding new frontiers and such, and things that we here in Adriel don't have the luxury of pursuing. Is that not correct, my dear?
Well, you have the luxury of pursuing many, many fine pursuits of your own from everything I've seen of this fine city in the time, but you're not wrong in that I miss the skies, and I miss my ship who will bring me faithfully to those skies.
Indeed. Her honesty is welcome and refreshing. I appreciate it. She would not try to dissemble or come at this, with some other agenda. I appreciate it.
You
very
would see right
much.
through me, Lady Makia.
Oh, I'm an old woman. I have much too many things to worry about, to concern myself with. And yet I wanted to help you in some small way. When I heard, of course, that your vessel had been impounded for the taxes nonsense, I thought, well, what could I do to assist in this matter? It's a small thing, but for a captain, if you're, tossed about on the winds of chance, and if your cargo is not necessarily as profitable, perhaps, as it once was, well, you could be left, I believe the term is high and dry. Is trapped here in the city. Indeed. What is one to do? What is one to do? Well, I have a solution if you're interested.
I am interested. I am here and look forward to hearing your words of wisdom.
I will grant you the leave of your ship to come and go as you please. However, I shall still retain the title for now, temporarily. She reaches into her robes and pulls out something in her hand, and she unfolds her fingers and holds them out to you. And in there are 5 small bright green stones. You're not sure if they're gems or what. They're quite attractive. They're quite lovely. You see these.
Mm-hmm.
She folds her hands over them. 5. When one is delivered to you, that means I have a job for you involving your ship. Most likely something of commerce, carrying something for me, picking something up for me. Might be picking someone up for me, it never knows. However, when one of those stones is delivered to you, you will immediately drop everything and anything you are in the midst of and come to me and take on whatever mission I ask of you. Is that clear?
That is very clear.
When the 5 stones have been delivered, then the ship will be yours free and clear. This I promise on my word as a Makia. I think that's fair, to repay me for the effort of freeing your ship from impound. You are a captain. You are a person of commerce. I cannot see where this would be against your desires, correct?
No, that's not incorrect. And because I feel that you are a smart business person, and I know that you are one, I know that you would not get rid of a good investment easily.
Indeed, my dear, indeed. See, we think alike. You know the value of a proper investment. And to make sure that investment pays dividends. Yes, I knew I liked you.
Well, Lady Makia, I do believe that we have a deal.
Excellent. And she withdraws from her other sleeve of her robe a folded piece of paper and a wonderful envelope. Actually, it's a rolled up small scroll. If you go to the docks where the order keeps their impounded vessels, give them this. Your ship will be delivered into your hands.
Thank you. I look forward to seeing you tonight at this evening's festivities.
Oh, you are attending. Oh, excellent.
Yes,
Very,
of
very
course.
good. I look forward to it as well. It will be quite an event for all of us.
I can't wait. I've never been to anything quite this extravagant, I've no doubt.
Oh my, well, I look forward to seeing you there. Perhaps we will take a stroll around. I'll point out some folks of interest for you. Maybe make a couple of introductions. After all, good business is where you find it, correct?
That is very true. You are gracious as ever, and I appreciate your hospitality.
It is my pleasure, my dear. So, unfortunately, as you had said, I do have like a lot of things to do. Just counting out of it, too many to bore you with, and I'm sure you have other things to take care as well, like perhaps stepping onto your ship again. So, let us have you be off, and I will see you this evening.
Thank you very much, Lady Makia.
Oh, thank you, Malma, and may the skies be clear and calm in your travels.
And may your steps be ever sturdy.
All right. Anything else you wish to do, or you're like, I'm out?
I'm out. I don't want to give her anything by accident. I don't want to say any extra ammunition.
Okay. All right.
I'm out.
You kind of scramble to your feet to get over to the door. The servant opens it up, takes you out back to the courtyard.
Yep.
And yeah, you're on your way. So yeah, she's gone. I don't know, less than 10 minutes at the most. And then she kind of like trying not to run. It went to like a really fast trot coming out of there. Like, let's go. Okay.
I don't ask any questions.
The gate opens up, the conveyance heads out, and that's taken care of. So.
And once we're out, then I ask, okay, what happened?
You know what? You're right. Golden handcuffs, but not terrible ones. I can get my ship now.
Okay.
I'm clutching the papers.
Mm-hmm.
And she will ask 5 favors of me in 5 missions.
All right.
I did not ask any questions. I did not give her anything that I would or would not do, because I did not want to give her anything as per your wise words, Savoy. But I can have my ship, and only 5 missions, and then the ship is mine in the clear. I'm sure by then she will have found another way to keep me there.
Most likely, but that's...
Yeah.
Part of me is like, this is better than I expected, and part of me is like, this could be really bad.
It could be really bad. My main concern was, which I almost brought up, but I did not. But she made it clear to you that she had a stake on me.
Oh, yes, she did.
And that worries me, because she wanted me to gather information on you. So I'm afraid that at some point, one of the missions may be a problem to you.
We'll burn that bridge when we come to it.
Indeed, we will. Indeed.
In the meantime, she was also specifically staking her claim on you to me to let me know that she considered you her ship captain and not mine. We'll deal with that when we come to it.
I have entered in very much worse deals, some of them hilarious stories, which I'll regale to you tonight if we're bored during the gala, which we won't be, I'm sure.
I'm very certain that there will be so many people there who will never have heard anything like what you're willing to tell us. It will shock and delight people.
It will be a good evening, and this was an excellent day. Now, my heart wills me to run to the docks and go see Cupcake, but my mind tells me that my friends need me right now for their next encounter, and so I will stay.
Yeah.
But my friends, tomorrow, after the gala, I would be honored if you would come with me so that I may introduce you to my fine ship.
Absolutely. In fact, we may duck out of the party early to go visit your ship.
That would be lovely. We can bring a bottle of champagne. She probably needs it. Who knows what they've been doing to her? Someone to clean her up.
Okay. So yeah, that was, except for the waiting outside, that actually was relatively quick. You're in and out within an hour. So it's now mid to late morning. So you technically would possibly have some time to try and go find a hob if you choose to.
Yeah. Well, it looks like Brahms might actually be back online.
Oh yeah, do we have
He's
Everest
typing.
back.
I don't want to go see Hobbs without him. I really don't want to see Hobbs.
Right. Let's see if he's. Let's take a minute and see if he's going to.
If you want to have a quick drink break, now's a good time. Quickly.
Yes.
Yeah, if people want to take 5 to stretch or go to the restroom or whatever,
I can do
that'd
an
be a good time.
intermission for a bit, and
Yeah, it's 5 minutes. You're watching Emberwind, day 18, Tangled Threads with the Ember crew. So yeah, let's take 5 real quick. I mean, we got another half hour to go ish. So yeah, I'll take a few minutes and
we'll
be back here in 5 minutes. Yep. All right.
Fire on the ocean, the floating of a poison in the hay. A dream of a cityscape from fear and hope. Our Adrio was made. There's no time to lay and wait. We'll stay awake for the dawning of an age, living in the end of days. Thus the dark will be afraid. Meeting in the dead of night, 2 ships circle and align their passing toward. Tether ropes along the sides, shine their lights onto the future they behold. Into the sky we must go, a new home we will build. Our Adriel, staring at the mess we've made. What was once has gone away. Living in the end of days, of us the dark will be afraid. we've made. What was once has gone away. Living in the end of days, of us the dark will be afraid. Nothing could be the same. What was once has gone away. Living in the end of days, of us the dark will be afraid. Fire on the ocean, the floating of a poison in the hay. A dream of a cityscape from fear and hope our Adrio was made. There's no time to lay and wait, we'll stay awake for the dawning of an age. Living in the end of days, thus the dark will be afraid. Meeting in the dead of night, two ships circle and align their passing toward. Tether ropes along the sides shine their lights onto the future they behold. Into the sky we must go, a new home we will build our Adriel, staring at the mess we've made. What was once has gone away.
All right, we're back. The Ember Crew, day 18, Tangled Threads. So, Mama has just technically gotten her ship back. Lady Makia only sold maybe 5 pieces of her soul. We'll see how that goes. And yeah, came out more or less in one piece. And now you guys are heading to are you going to the Red Market? Is that what's happening?
Yep.
I'm going to find Hob.
Mm-hmm.
All roads lead to Hob.
You hope. Just keep in mind, not like you've really put the word out or anything. He's in the Red Market somewhere, but finding him might be a little bit more adventurous. So, yes, for those who don't recall, perhaps, the Red Market is the premier marketplace for both licit and illicit goods on Adriel. So named because of the crimson bolts of cloth that serve as the roof to keep the sun and rain and everything else off of it. It is very crowded and can be dangerous at times. So patrons are advised to watch their step, know where they're going. It's also ever changing because shops come and go. The shop that you may have found one day may be completely gone on the other side of the market the next. It's constantly in flux, basically. So this is going to take you a while now since it's heading on to midday and the traffic is getting quite heavy. So it's about an hour to get all the way from the nobles' quarters, down to where the Red Market is near not even farther away, from Port of Dreams. It's close to the Port of Dreams, that's it. So, but you eventually make your way there. A couple of traffic jams and a lot of slow traffic, but you're finally there. So you're at the entrance to the Red Market. The red bolts cast kind of a crimson shade over everything underneath, and you can hear callers and the bustle of commerce, people shouting their wares, deals being made. What do you wish to do?
I'm going to let Mama take the lead on this one. She's the best hope to find him.
Okay.
Well, our first time meeting Hob, we actually went to the Port of Dreams. He had a place there. We could start there. Maybe he's...
That's true.
We can head there first, and if we don't find him, then we can make some, on the down low questions.
Inquiries or two, exactly. All right.
DL, my friend.
All right, so you're going back to the Port of Dreams, and I should...
Yeah, we should have done that first, just make sure, because that's the last location.
I'm opening up the book I was going to look at because, of course, there were things. There were things there.
Because we had to go, because when we originally went to him, because that was when we had to talk to him about the Drake ship and all that, and get all the...
Right, but that's not the right thing I had. Why? Hold on a second. I gotta find something else. Did I accidentally closed what I thought I had open? Well, that's kind of
no.
All right.
Wrong way.
It's fine. I just gotta go back and open it again. Luckily, that's pretty easy to do. So give me 1 second. I thought I minimized it. Wait, minimize it? Hang on. Nope. That's not it. That's not it. But I do need this folder, so that actually does work. Okay. All right. Yeah. So the plan is to go to the Port of the Dreams. Okay. So you're gotta weave your way through there. The crowds are huge. It's very, very packed here already. So, okay. All right.
Yeah, we'll be able to go past your ship, Mama. I'm sure it's somewhere here.
Well, no. The merchant order keeps the impounded ships in a different place. There are multiple ports on Adriel.
But tomorrow, just you wait tomorrow.
There you go. The ship will come out tomorrow. Exactly.
The ship will come out tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
It's always a day away.
Right. Okay. It's actually, as you recall, the Peerless Pier was the last place you met him at.
That's true.
Yep. And you see those shops that were here before. The Hedge Apothecary, the Ample Anvil Smithy, and the Old Salt Sailing Supply. In case anyone wishes to do a little perusing while you're waiting, but otherwise, it's up to you. You guys take the lead. What comes next?
All right, let's head into where his shop was, where his place was.
Yeah.
Well, he didn't have a place. Remember, he caught you. He was eating kebabs and caught you afterwards, and he led you over to where he wanted you to go.
Well, let's go to the kebab place because he loves those kebabs.
That's true.
He does.
He does.
Oh, yeah.
kebabs to chat with him. And if we spot Talon too, we could ask him some questions too.
Yeet. All right, so you're finding the nearest kebab purveyor, kebab vendor?
Yes, well, there was one vendor back in the day that Talon had specifically pointed us to, saying that those were his favorite kebabs.
Okay.
I can't say that I wrote down the kebab place's name.
No, I mean it's kebab stand, kebab.
Yeah,
cart.
it was a kebab stand.
Right, exactly. So
Street food.
I won't hold you to a name. Molly, give me let's see here. Give me a focus roll to find it in the hubbub of the crowd, please.
Oh, bam.
There we go. All right. Yeah, Malma kind of peers around like, oh, there it is.
Food that way.
Yeah, and also actually the smell, like, wait, I smell it. Yeah, that's okay. So yeah, it's the next block over, and you find, and it is crowded, and this guy's, cooking them on the racks and handing them out for sale as quickly as people want to buy them, and there's a small line and crowd. People are, yeah, it smells good too, by the way. It smells very good. They're good kebabs from what people are saying. Okay, you found the kebab shop, kebab cart. It's a cart. It's actually a really nifty cart. Like it's, you think it's like must be metal lined because it's wooden on the outside, but metal on the inside because he's got the fire actually in it, so he can just take it with him when he's done. And he's roasting it like literally right there. They're roasting out spits that he's turning. It's really kind of an ingenious little design.
I'll make sure
Mama
has money before she gets in line to go talk to them.
Okay.
Oh, thanks. Do
So
you
have?
It's always good to buy from the place you're probably going to ask for information.
Oh yeah, I want kebabs. I'm hungry. I feel success.
If it's within your grasp, it's celebrate with kebabs. Yes, exactly. All right. Okay, so Mama, you're getting in line. What are the rest of you doing?
I'm just gonna hang about and just watch.
So you're watching anything particular? Are you watching Mama? Are you watching the stand? Are you watching the passersby?
He may pass by just out of pure luck.
Okay.
So.
Yeah, you do know. You have a pretty good idea what he looks like. So, okay. What are the rest of you doing? Savoy and Everest?
Everest will be semi-brooding and semi-looking, menacing. But at this point, he's kind of semi-enticed into the actual kebab, and also wondering if he's thinking about it, and he's like, I wonder if I could, improve on like his usage of fire, make it slightly more efficient.
Okay.
He'd probably be shocked that they
I'm
aren't using
paranoid.
fire
I'm
arcane
looking for
abilities to
fucking
cook.
chasers.
Yeah, I'm sorry, you're doing what, Jen?
I'm looking for chasers. I'm looking
okay.
to see.
All right.
I'm paranoid.
Okay, so you're scanning the crowd for chasers around. Okay.
Yep.
Bob Cops Kebabs.
I'm trusting Mama to get us what we need. Brahms or Everest to not set anybody who's on fire who doesn't need to be on fire.
No fun.
And,
Bob Cobb's Kebab Job. There you go. Okay.
and Laura
All right,
to-
so you're looking around like a cat who's about to get his tail stepped on, basically.
pretty much.
Okay. All right. So line moves fairly quickly. You're kind of impressed how he's been able to keep it going because the spits, the turnover, like he's got a head, he's like mostly cooked or something and puts them on to heat or whatever. You're not sure how, but he's doing the job. And almost before you know it, you're at the purveyors. It's your turn to order, Mama.
Hey, how's it going?
Good. You want the kebab?
I want a lot of kebab. I want
How many kebab you want?
5 of each.
5 kebab. Okay. He points it to him and he's like, that would hit like almost his entire rack. You want all this?
I want all of it. Yes, thank you. I have a question for you, my friend.
Okay. He started taking the bricks off like, and and holds out 2 double handfuls of kebabs, and that'll be what do we use here? It's coin. I think it's gold.
You used gold last time. Then we need better.
that'll be 5 gold.
5 gold. Okay, I'm gonna put 7 gold in his hand, and I'm gonna say.
You want the change?
No. Last time I came here, I picked up kebabs for one of your best customers, Hob. I want to bring him kebabs now. How do I get him kebabs?
No Hob. We take the kebabs.
Talon. Do you remember where he was?
Look past over his face. Take kebabs. Go stand over there.
Okay.
I'm sorry to interrupt, but John,
Your money's gone, by the way. It's,
No, that's okay. I'll take the kebabs and then I will stand beside him.
No, over there. It points like across the lane.
Okay,
over
I will go.
between 2 shops.
I will stand between the 2 shops.
Okay.
And I will begin to eat a kebab.
All right. It's really good. It's delicious. It's very, very tasty. Yeah.
Oh.
Okay. All right. So you're holding 14 skewers of kebabs after you ate one in double handfuls, and people kind of look at you rather oddly because you're just captain. Looks like you're an airship captain holding a double fistful of kebabs.
I am in heaven. I am happy. I'm just.
What are the rest of you doing? And you see her, she picks them up, she buys all of them on the rack. They have a brief conversation, then she walks over to these 2 shops and starts eating kebab and like looking around while holding this massive skewers of the rest of them, like, dripping down and everything, and the smell's wafting over, and people are looking at her like, what the?
Just
is
no
this
idea
an
what's
act?
going on.
Yeah. All right.
I'm just gonna keep looking for Hob.
Okay, Everest and Savoy, what are you doing?
What is near the shop that she's near? Or what is the shop anyway?
Clothing. It's selling looks like relatively cheap clothing.
No, I can go take a look over there.
Okay, well,
I'm basically going to get closer, but I'm actually looking at the wares.
so you're kind of pretending to shop while just being in the area?
Yep.
Okay. It's certainly nothing you would wear.
Oh no.
It's like one step away from being bailed up for rags.
Oh, really?
But there's a surprise. Well, maybe not surprising. There's a pretty steady business, all things considered. Whether some of that is other things moved, who knows? All right. So a minute goes by, a few more minutes goes by. Everest, what were you up to?
He's actually going to get a kebab as well.
Go buy one or get one from Mama?
I think he would. I think he would
plenty.
try to get. I think he would try to get one from Mama. Whether or not she's willing to share is a debatable question.
One of each kind, my friend. That's 3 kebabs for you.
There you go.
Oh,
Thank you.
She's a generous kebab bestower.
She's a
There you
generous.
go.
Yeah.
I'm having a good day.
Okay.
By the way, there, John, I was gonna say when you were sitting there doing kebab, I was thinking like cheeseburger, Coke, no Pepsi, and I'm like, oh.
It's that or the Cobb Kalash from the New York episode of Simpsons way back when.
Yeah.
Cobb Kalash, watch out, it's crab juice. And it's like, oh my god, it's awful. Oh, it's drinking it. Yeah, I just had that idea. Yeah, really, kebab. That sounds really good right now. All right, so you're also munching on the 3 kebabs, and they're also really good. It's each one of them. One is kind of like you think it's chicken-esque, one is beef of some kind, and one is pork. And each one is spiced differently, and they're all really tasty. You can see what this guy's doing like really good business. So,
What a day. What a day.
yeah. All right.
Everything's coming at Mama.
Are you facing? Are you kind of standing next to her, just kind of munching and looking around?
Yeah, he would be observing the surroundings while devouring ravenously the kebabs.
Really, definitely not a vegan. Yeah, really, really good. Exactly. All right. You're still waiting, and nothing seems to be happening. Savoy and Laureate are also watching the crowd, but it's like it is so packed here, he could possibly walk right by you and you wouldn't even know it. However, Mama, you feel a tap on your shoulder. And it's Talon.
Hey, Talon, long time no chat.
Indeed. Are you
Kebab.
going into business for yourself as a kebab purveyor? Is he franchising?
Hey, it's good business, right? Do you want one? They're really
no,
good today.
thank you. Yeah, they actually do smell pretty good, but no, word through the market came through. You're looking for someone.
Yeah,
Come
and I know he likes kebabs, so let's do this.
Doesn't hurt. Come with me.
Okay.
He looks around, spots the rest of you. I assume you're all coming. Is that correct?
Yep.
It's not a problem.
Yes.
Yeah, if you're all chatting to Talon and it's obvious, then yeah.
Yeah. You guys actually catch him because he's like a good, foot taller than
Yeah,
most
he's a
everyone
pretty
in the
big
market.
guy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's not small. It's like, come on. He kind of catches all your eyes, like, let's go. So, and it leads you between the 2 tents and into the back, and now you're like in a back kind of formed alley area by the tents. You see other places in here, there, and everywhere. And he brings you out, goes down 3 more, and pulls up a grate from the ground.
Ah.
So it kind of looks at you, Mama's like, I'm not sure how you tend to carry those, but it's not tall down there. So just watch your heads. And he jumps down, and literally it's like waist high. And he's like, not happy about this either. So, come on, if you want to see the man, follow me.
This is great. Sounds fun.
So you're now in the basically the drainage systems underneath the Red Market.
I'm
Your
gonna keep eating my
definition of-
kebabs.
Yeah.
Your definition of fun and my definition of fun are two very different things.
Yes. Well, Everest, maybe someday you'll learn sarcasm over here. There was a lot of it. Mama, give me an insight roll, Mama, while you're munching. Ooh, very nice.
insightful.
Okay, yeah, you are not entirely unsurprised by this.
She's on a
since
meat
you know
high.
that. Yeah, exactly. It's now. Yeah. You were aware that typically places, if they have places like this, they use them for smuggling, people, items, whatever. So this is like kind of almost par for the course. This is not your first sewer you've climbed down below. Let's put it that
I
way.
feel so good. It's like I'm reconnecting with everything right now. I'm gonna have another kebab. It's good.
All right, let's see. So 1, 3, 4, 5. You're probably in your 5th or 6th one now. So all right,
Yeah.
well, you still got like 8, 7, 6. You got like 6 left. You're halfway through your kebab stash. Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep some.
Wait, no, you got 15, so you have 9 left. Okay. You're a little bit. You're like a third of the way through your kebab stash.
Lots of kebabs.
All right, so yeah, it's for those of you who don't like small spaces, you're not gonna be fond of this. Yeah, I mean it's relatively clean. That's the best thing to be said about it, but it's
Okay,
cramped.
good.
It's very cramped. Yeah. So
I
he
enjoy
leads you through. I'm sorry.
I would probably enjoy
What?
it because it'd be all the underground wiring and stuff. That's really up her alley because he's always.
Well,
interested-
actually, this is just literally it just channels to hold water when the
Oh,
rains
it's the
come.
water channels. Okay.
Yeah, there's no power here. Power you have to supply it yourself.
But it's
they
not
don't
the
have anything like that.
sewers.
That's true. It's true.
And
This
that's
is
good.
primarily water runoff. Yeah. So, is anyone going to attempt to try to like memorize or watch the path or trace the path you take through here?
I am, as part of my usual ways of doing this.
Okay, anyone else?
Yeah, I'll try and remember it as well. At least I'll remember the entrance and a
Yep.
bit of the path.
Well,
I'm gonna try and remember.
I think I will give it a shot.
Okay,
what is it
everyone's
again?
gonna try. That is a focus roll at +4.
Oof.
Oh God.
Yeah, he takes you on this dizzying twists and turns. Sometimes you think you might have doubled back.
That's
Guess
not
what?
bad.
I know.
Yep. We all do it.
Wow.
Yes, everyone does it. Oh my god.
That's hilarious.
Is that our first? Is that our first?
Yes.
Everyone
Even
succeed.
First party
Turtle.
success.
I think so.
We
Yeah,
are so
that's-
focused.
That's yeah, really. You guys just
It's the
and
kebabs.
apart.
It's
It's
the
like not even
kebabs.
getting together with everyone. You're just like, "Okay, remember this. Turn right. Then here to 50 paces
Well, you
down,
know
and you're
what it
all doing
is.
the same thing. Yeah.
It's because
'Cause everybody's
Mama's
so
happy.
Oh yeah.
I just
I mean,
got 2 criticals in a row. Like I'm just happy.
I
Yep.
thought you were gonna
Yep.
say it's because everybody's so paranoid that they're like, I don't trust anybody anymore.
Well, there
Well,
is that too.
Mama's happy. And that's for Mama. Savoy's paranoid, and you two can fall in either way. So it all depends. Yeah, exactly. I think Everest would also be paranoid, and actually Laureate might be paranoid at this point too. Yeah. All right. But yes,
Oh,
it is despite the dizzying twists and turns, because it's a fairly extensive system, and it takes about 10 minutes. You guys come up in a grate that is outside. Again, pretty much the exact same looking. The backs of tents and stalls and things like that. And it's like if you hadn't known any better, he led you in a big circle. But you're reasonably certain you're in a different part of town. The sun's a little different coming down, etc., etc. So you're like, well, okay, we did move. We know that. And he brings you to the inside of a much better clothing tent. Okay. And inside there is no proprietor, no customers, but there is one man sitting at the table. And he is the man you guys have been looking for. And you are facing Hob. Looks at all of you, lingers on Malma and the remaining kebab she has. Well, you're a hungry one, ain't ya?
I brought you a snack in case you were hungry.
Oh, see now this, see Talon, she knows how to say hello. Come forward. Come here. He grabs them all from you.
Oh yeah, of course. I'm happy. I've
Yeah.
already like gorged myself.
See, this is how you start a meeting. We got to take notes on this and get these to other people. She follows the rules. He bites into like, oh my god, it's so good. Oh, and I just had lunch too. Well, all right. So I heard you looking for me. Sit down. What do you want? Yeah.
Where's Grinder?
I don't know. Where is he?
You know where he is, don't you?
I don't know where he is right this minute. I could find out for you. Is that what
Alright.
you're asking?
Where are the chasers located then?
Okay, you got some control over her. Maybe you could teach her some manners. You got manners. She got no manners. I don't like people with no
We
manners.
don't have time for this as much as we
Laureate.
You better make the time, Cully,
I
or
kind
I'll
of
kick you out of here on your ass.
put my hand on Laureate's arm. Let Mama do.
Fine.
Impressive. Usually it's me who goes mouthing off. This is a new turn for you, yes?
Forgive my friend. It's been a rough few days for her and for all of us, really, but we do appreciate your hospitality. And because you are so connected to everything and everyone in the area, and you are the person in the know with pretty much anything of importance happening here, we were hoping that you could lend us a hand.
Roll a fast talk check at advantage.
Oh, yeah. An
Oh,
advantage, that means
shit.
twice?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's
Ooh,
good.
You're
Good
gonna
thing
need
you
it
had
after
it.
that one. There you go.
Yay!
Yes, good. I mean, your fast talk is high. He's chewing blissfully. He says, well, despite your compatriots' rudeness, I might be able to help you. Of course, my help don't come free. Everyone make me an insight check as you're looking at Hob right now. Normally.
Oh, now we all fail. Yep.
Wow.
Oh my god, really? Really?
Yep.
All right.
Yep.
It's-
I have
okay,
a
it's
insight.
it's technically immaterial. Okay. All right. Okay. All right, he's chewing like he taps something that's on his shirt. And if you look closer, you see it looks like a pin made out of the Arlen steel that you recovered from
Oh,
that space
Oh,
over
yeah.
in the wherever it was. And it's like, well, oh, so good. Oh, sorry, picks his teeth, and as it so happens, I got a little job needs doing. I think you might be just the party to do it. See, this, I want more of it. I want lots more.
Or kebabs?
No, look what I'm holding here.
The Arlen Steel, do you have...
Pay attention, foreigner. Okay? I want more Arlen steel. Now, ever since it got me that ribbon, I had my network go dig out how to get more of it. It's pretty rare. But apparently, Cullies, there's a critter that makes it. It's unreal. This thing called, what the hell they call it? And Talon's like, it's a gravehide war beast. You know this.
It's about 50 feet tall.
Oh, it's huge. Thing's gigantic. It like runs around battlefields and eats people, and then like spits out the bodies or massacre. I don't know what the fuck it does. Anyways, point is, it makes this shit in its gullet. I want you to find one for me and bring it back to me.
bring you back the beast alive?
Ideally, but if you can't, then just, take it out, give me all the steel that's in its gullet, and bring that back to me. I'd prefer the beast, but if you can't do that, just bring me the steel.
50-foot beast.
How do we
Right.
transport that? How
It's
do we
not my,
transport?
not my problem. You got the captain here. Don't look at me. Ain't my
Got
job.
ways.
All right.
Special cargo, bigger, lots of tranquilizers. There's ways to do this.
See?
Yeah.
See? She gets it. Solutions, not questions. That's what I like to hear.
Now,
By the time you come back with this job, I'll be able to tell you where Grinder is.
So you do know where he
It's
is.
Grinder. I told you I don't know where he is right now. That's like a one-track mind. All you just know. I don't keep track of every single person in the city. Okay? They move around. They go places. They go here. They go there. Chasers especially. They don't stick around too well in one place. They don't have like a HQ. They all hang about and like do their gang signs and crap. Okay? They're always on the move.
They don't have a secret handshake in the clubhouse? That's disappointing.
Well, if anyone should know, I heard it'd be you. Why don't you tell us?
Whether or not that place is still standing is,
Exactly. Okay. There, Mama. This guy, he gets it. Him, her, not so much. Pointing to Laureate. You, I don't know about. Talking to Savoy. So that's the deal. Take it or leave it. That's the deal. Take it or leave it.
Well, we need the location of 3. Let's just say 2, since you say they move around a lot. The location of Grinder and also a person named Ixis.
Well,
who is
that's
also
another
a
job.
foreigner.
Okay, that's a completely separate issue.
No, it's
Talking
gonna
about the
be the
Grinder
same
job now.
That's going to be the same job. We need both.
Oh, golly, you think you're negotiating? Oh, oh. You get along with this guy. Oh, oh. No, those are 2 separate deals. 2 people, not one. Oh my God, you kill me. Oh my God, is she fresh off the truck? Did she just come off the airship yesterday?
Well, I'll be sure to notify
Oh, man.
Admiral Rhea that you're currently harboring a
Laureate.
fugitive.
Oh,
Ignore Laureate.
bring it.
She's having a
Please.
bad day. I'm
She's
going
about to have
look
a worse one if she keeps flapping her gums like that.
I'm just gonna stare at Laureate like, please.
I mean, granted though, that was the best belly whopper I've heard in a long time. So I give her that one. He's still every other sentence he's munching on the kebab. He's just devouring them.
Now,
And by the way, when he laughed, he sprayed meat all over whoever was sitting at the table.
Grinder. Now,
Grinder.
just
War Beast.
Oh,
We have a deal.
yeah.
5 seconds. 5, 4, 3.
deal.
2. All right.
Are you a betting man?
I'm listening.
If we manage to bring this beast back alive, which is a lot more work and a lot harder, but a lot more profitable for you, would you be willing to throw in the extra information that we need? If we fail at it, then we do a second job for the information.
Give me another fast talk at advantage.
It's the kebabs that are giving me advantage, isn't it?
You know it.
No.
Oh.
I
made the
passed on
13.
one.
Yep,
Oh, that's
exactly.
good. Thankfully, I have really high fast talk.
All right. And he looks at you. Yeah. All right. You know how to bargain. Okay. Minimum. The Arlen Steel.
Minimum.
The grinder. Maximum. Bring back the beast to me. You get both. I can do that.
Deal.
You got yourself a deal.
Thank you. Much appreciated.
All right. Yeah. Pleasure doing business with you. I look forward to my beastie. All right.
We'll certainly do our
Get out.
best.
My next appointment's coming. Move it.
Have fun.
You can go out the back way, which is actually the front way, because that's where North people normally walk out.
All right.
All right.
Let's go. Let's go.
As she's pushing Laureate out fast.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Go.
Well, like
Yeah.
you were like dragging her out, and she's like, "Come on, get." Okay. All right. There you go.
Well, Laureate has definitely had a bad day as she's the one just.
We don't have time for this. We need to find them quicker.
We don't, but we're going to get ourselves into deeper trouble if we're not careful navigating these waters, my friend.
Well, there's different ways of navigation. Some are just more hazardous than others. That's all.
Yep.
All right.
As we're walking, Everest starts the wheels start turning. So this beast that he is looking to have us obtain, he has a very small amount of Arlen steel. My understanding is that this is a very sought after material.
Yes.
So theoretically, what stops him from becoming, let's say, a noble, such as your family is, with just the production of this particular commodity that is so sought after.
Okay, so a couple of things. First of all, we are a merchant family. We are not a noble family. There is, in fact, a difference. Second of all,
True.
that is, in fact, his entire point, is to get a hold of one of these so he can become a merchant of Arlen Steel. Now, from what I can tell, he is a decent enough businessman. He is not going to flood the market. However, if this war beast is as big as everything we've heard and read, he's not going to be able to hide the fact that he has it if we manage to keep it alive. Which, I haven't seen the cupcake, but is it big enough to carry a creature like that?
I mean, you know, legends often are exaggerated in stories. So, like, is it really a 50-foot beast? Ask yourself.
Okay, that's a problem for
Babies.
another day.
We get a baby war beast.
If we can find one, if we can find one at all.
Yeah,
I mean,
there's really the challenge is where you're going to even find one of these things. Yes,
that is going to be quite the challenge, and obviously we're not going to do it in the next 4 hours, 3 hours.
That'd be most impressive, but no.
My friends, we enjoyed the gala tonight, and tomorrow we get the cupcake, and then the skies are ours. We will find this war beast, and Laureate, we will keep your friends safe. We will find the information you need. 50
And then when we get back, apparently we will have Grinder, which will be rather like getting a tiger by its tail.
This will be wonderful.
Okay.
Indeed.
What
Okay.
a day.
Yeah,
What
we
a
got-
day.
Just checking off appointments left and right here. So yeah, exactly.
Well, at this point, assuming we don't have to stop anywhere else for anybody's secret meeting, I look at Laureate.
Shake no.
Okay, then let's go ahead and go back to the estate.
Yes, you could just buy enough time to go there, get ready, and then you'll have to head out. So yeah, you'll be able to squeeze it just in time. Exactly. Which is pretty much what happens. We're just going to kind of advance time a little bit. Yes, let's get there, get all gussied up, da 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 da, yada yada yada.
And we're actually going to make it to the ball? Oh my god.
Everest
you guys have
tries
been-
on his Everest tries on his robes, and then he mutters to himself, "Oh, these are never coming off again."
Yes, you've all had a rich full day. It's all good. It's all good. You got a lot. You've got a lot accomplished in the last 3 hours. That's pretty impressive.
You know, we had goals. We had very specific goals, and we focused in on them, and they
like a
sort of-
laser. Exactly.
We had a
Exactly.
to-do list. We're checking things off.
Okay. Hey, Shadowed Mage, in your dark corner. We already had one character in a dark corner, so now we have another one. So it's all good. Welcome, everybody. You guys come kind of at the tail end, but happy to have you here regardless. So it's all good. Yeah, we're good. So get gussied up, servants help you. And yes, it's exactly right. Everest, it's like, you like never, no, this is just not coming off. I'll take it off my cold dead body. Yeah.
Considering it was made directly for you, it's not like we're going to ask for it back.
That's also true. Because it'll probably get torn off and burned off and cut off and stabbed, whatever.
Well,
It's
yeah.
At the
crazy.
gala.
Yeah. Maybe.
Does my bodice have
Possible.
like a knife in its bodice?
Did you ask for one?
Of course I did.
Well, then it has one. Whether you utilize it is up to you.
No rich person goes to one of these parties without
Whip
secretive.
it on their person.
Yeah,
I
No.
got my sash
Stop.
and my mace.
Yes, you
but
don't
you
have to
got,
hide it.
you're sashed. It's all good. So you are carrying a weapon into the gala.
Well, then I
Savoy.
am supposed.
You're fine. I'm talking about Savoy.
Oh,
Is it proper Savoy?
not
Well,
really.
Medics did say really warned you against that. Yeah, it's up to you. I'm just telling you.
Well,
the
I'm
merchant
sure
lord
that-
said.
No, I can always use the bodice knife later, at another time.
I'm sure you can.
I mean, it's not like I'm not going to use the same bodice again at some point.
You'll have uses this season, I'm sure.
Yes.
Okay.
I just got a picture like Jack Sparrow. If you have a very big like sail and rudder in your bodice, like the line.
Exactly. All right. So they have brought out both of the carriages since you have a party of 5.
Plus, Mama's going to keep me alive.
Right. Right. So
My job.
Yeah, exactly. So it's going to be Savoy, her sister, and Mama in the first one, and Sod and Everest in the second one. So those would be a little too crowded. So there you go.
Sure.
So yes, you get dressed, everything's set.
I just want to know, I'm going to be wearing...
Yeah. Does anyone bring anything unusual or trying to smuggle anything in, et cetera, et cetera? Now is the time to mention it. I need to know.
Well, I'm wearing more functional clothes than visual, but I will wear like a cloak that covers a lot of it. So like an ornate cloak, pretty good looking. So
all right,
it
that
hides
is not
most
a problem.
of it. I'm going to actually take the staff with me, and just if the guards say no staff, then I'll just leave it with them.
Okay.
Pull a Gandalf. It's a walking stick.
That's literally what I'm going to do.
Okay. I promise you don't look as old as Gandalf.
This is true.
I told you not to allow him. Why does he have a staff? Anyways. So yes, you then begin your procession over to the Starlight Commons. Getting in line was literally like every other carriage in town, it seems, at once is converging on the space. Okay. The Commons tonight looks a far cry from when you were last here. They made actually more than a desultory. They've made an actually good effort to clean it up for this event.
The headless tattoo still there?
Oh yeah, you can't really move that exactly. So it's kind of looking like headlessly out at everything else. And the important thing, of course, is actually the headless prince you beat out is not where the Commons are. It's near it, but it's not adjacent. The Commons is where the Gelspar crystal is you put back.
Yeah.
Which is shining out in all its glory. And that is where the illumination is coming for this evening's event. And they put up streamers and they put up minor accent lights, but the Gelspar is what everyone is in. It was done with a flair for the theatric. It's very obvious people are, in the glow of that thing. So, and it is a kind of orchestrated chaos of people coming and going and carriages being blown off and all this kind of stuff. So, you guys get in the procession. You're brought into line. There's already a crowd of people there. As you step out, you are met by military order guards, and they are everywhere, literally. It's like you can't turn around without seeing the order here. They're out in force. So, Laureate brought the staff. Is anyone else bringing anything that they perhaps should not?
No. Everest will leave his sword and wand behind and not, as he barely ever uses them anyway.
You have what to say, yeah. Just like blow the dust off him and leave him in your room. Malma has her sash, so she is allowed the mace. Yes, Laureate, when you do come out, they do say only security is allowed weapons missed. You can leave it in the coach, or we have a space to hold it until the gala is over. But you cannot take it inside the grounds.
Would I be able to speak with Emberwind for a moment?
I'm afraid she's indisposed. The rules are for everyone.
Thank you. Then you can pass it, hand it over.
To them or back to the coach people?
Oh, to the guards, so that it stays nearby.
Right. They actually
I'm going to look very carefully where they put it, so I remember.
Yeah, and they actually give you a small clean chit. Just turn us in when you're done in the evening, and we will. Yeah, and they keep it in a heavily armed enclosure, like a tent that's almost surrounded literally by a ring of people. So, because you're obviously not the first one who tried to bring something in. So, and yeah, as they pull the flap back, you can see like weapons and all sorts of shit in there. It's like, okay. People didn't really pay attention to the rules, and they are to the point where you could actually hear kind of exclamation as someone is being patted down, and it's a noble, and they don't care. They're like, people are like with sword on hand hilts. They're taking this exceedingly seriously.
Yeah. There's people with just like
it's like, you know who I are. It's like, this is my order of the admiral and the noble's court, and they're let off kind of. Yeah, it's a big deal. All right, so you're all together. You're all set. You all present invitations. They are verified, and just enjoy the gala. And you start heading off to the main area where people are congregated. And there seems to be some sort of commotion, or you're not sure if it's entertainment or some sort of gathering, or someone like is holding court or something in the middle, because there's a crowd around the very center of the whole thing, near the spire. Otherwise, there's tables with foods, the tables and chairs, all the furniture is here, of course. It looks great.
Yay.
So, what do y'all wish to do?
Well, I'm going to assume that's Lady Maki in the middle of that.
It's hard. You can't see over the crowd. It's very difficult to tell.
If my sister didn't give me any last minute instructions, I'm like, well, I guess we mingle.
I mean, you know the rules. Exactly. There's nothing really, it's the usual. Try to find out. Try not to reveal things. Da-da-da-da-da,
Yeah.
So,
And remind everybody, of the correct story. I would have done that in the carry.
yes.
Yeah.
I think you all have it now. So, all right.
Okay.
So you're just going to kind of mingle.
Yeah.
Everest, actually, no. Laureate, what are you doing?
I'm gonna look. First thing to do is I'm gonna look for Professor Son. Just want to see who she is mingling with.
Okay. It can be a focus check. This crowd is literally the creme de la creme of Adriel.
Damn.
Oh, good. Okay. You
Great.
find her talking to what looks like a noble of the Destasi family. They're involved in hiring out of mercenaries for various jobs that need doing, etc.
Did we do something with them? I don't remember.
It's actually another campaign. You haven't really.
Desterosi, yeah, the Desterosi.
Desterosi, yes,
Yeah,
thank you.
Desterosi,
Yep.
that's it.
So they seem to be in a spirited but friendly conversation about something. You're not sure what. Mama, what are you doing?
I'm going to stick a little bit close to Savoy, but keep an eye on Laureate especially. 'Cause, and Everest as well, but I'm having a good day though. I'm feeling happy. I'm still kind of full from the kebab, so I don't feel the need to attack a dessert bar. If anybody goes by with little platters, I'll steal everything, but that's another.
Okay. This is like, wow for you. I mean, you're doing your job, but it's really hard because these people are dressed in like finery you've never seen before. You've never been amid such opulence in your life.
And I feel like the order is everywhere around here. There are guards. There are multiple people with sashes. Like there's nobody with weapons except a few security people here who have sashes and are easy to identify. So I'm not really worried. I'm going to enjoy myself. It's been a really good day. Tomorrow's going to be an adventure.
Yep. The order seems to have everything well in hand. That's true.
Let's have a good time and just grab some food, keep an eye on my friends, have some drink. Celebrate.
All right. Everest, what are you up to, sir?
I think he would be making his way over to the center of that gathering, wanting to see what's going on.
Okay. Yep. The crowd is pretty. I mean, it's packed, but you'll be able to slip your way through and get there. It takes a minute or two. I mean, it's that big. This courtyard is quite large. And it takes a minute for you to kind of, thread your way through the crowd. I would assume relatively politely. You don't really want to insult anyone or anything like that. And you catch a flash of white as you get closer. And as you get close enough to actually see what is going on, you see that dressed in amazing finery, this cloak that looks like it's honestly of snow white feathers from some bird you have never seen before, and standing holding the crowd enraptured is Ixis in the middle of the gala in plain sight in front of everybody. And that is where we're going to stop the episode for this evening.
You hear him, he'd be like, son of a bitch.
Oh my god.
Yes, that's exactly. I'll let you get that out, and then that's the end of the session.
It's right. We didn't do a double deal.
You knew that was gonna happen, people. Come on.
Yeah, we all knew it was gonna happen. But if you attack her, that would be bad.
Well, you'll have a whole week to think about your reply or what you want to do. Yep, exactly.
Oh, gee.
Great stuff, folks. Even it's a lot of conversation, but really, really good stuff. I enjoyed this tremendously. Really great character interactions, really great bonding moments. This was terrific.
This was fun.
Yeah. Thank you so
You
much.
got
So,
your ship back.
yeah,
Yay!
with just a few strings attached. It's no big deal. But yes, Marie. So yeah, Mama is one step closer to getting back into the sky. So how does she feel about that? And how do you feel about the session tonight?
Oh, I loved it. It was a lot of fun. Mama feels really good. It started on a low point, because she was starting to get a little bit antsy, missed her ship, her sea legs felt like wobbly.
Yep.
But great chats with the other peoples, especially Laureate in the little dining area there, and she felt
that was a great moment for both of you. I really, really liked that. That was just delightful. Yeah.
there was some opening, which Laureate had not really done, and Mama was always like, "What's her deal? What's the problem? Are we a crew?
What's happening?"
Yeah. But it helps solidify her foot on the ground, her footing on the ground. So
absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes,
So she's
great
feeling good
stuff.
about that. So I love the session tonight. You were all wonderful.
Awesome. Yes, totally agreed. All right. Yes, next to Grumpy Laureate, who seemed to get grumpier as the session went on.
Everything is just getting worse for her. It's like everything's just coming out. She's bottled up for a decade, so it's all finally starting to.
I think the Academy really kind of
the Academy kind of broke her, like going back again. Kind of changed her.
Well, great playing, Sod. What did you think of tonight's session?
I loved it. Everything was great.
Oh, so good. So good.
I don't know what else to say. Like everyone was great. Interactions were great. I keep saying Imix instead of Ixis because in my D&D campaign there's a creature called Imix who's like the god of fire, which is funny.
That is actually. That's pretty
true.
Good.
That's true. Yeah, stellar work as always. So yeah, that was also great. That little talk you guys had when everyone else was gone was awesome.
Yeah, that was great.
Just terrific. Just terrific. So yep. Next is Jen, mother hen. Also had her own moment. It's kind of talking people over the hump and things.
Yeah.
The funny thing is, it's. I always joke that she's the mama hen and everything, but like most parents and such, she doesn't actually know what she's doing. And people are asking her, is this going to work out? And she came so close to saying, I really don't know. But she tried to say what she could guess to both Mama about, am I ever going to get my ship back? I'm like,
maybe?
Yes, you're going to, but it's going to cost you because most likely that's life. Yep. And then Laureate's like, do you know about these secret societies? And I'm like, well, yes, but most of them are just a bunch of kids playing or not real. They're not real. They're just people who say we're in a secret society. So, yeah, she was very close to not actually. She's just like, I don't really know. I'm not quite in control here. And then Everest wasn't actually even annoying this time. She was actually like, it was Laureate, and she was just like, Laureate, just calm down.
Grumpy Laureate, yes.
That's why Everest.
I hope I'm kind of role playing that well, like, because it's.
Oh, dude, I loved it. I thought it was hilarious. It was like a business gets a job done. Let's tired of your crap. I've had it.
No, I expected Everest to be kind of annoying to Hub. I did not expect Laureate to be.
And then Everest calls her out on it, which is even better. Like, wow.
That's why I did it. I was like, this is perfect. Like, I can't pass this opportunity up. So yeah, no, it was definitely really good.
Oh yeah, so yes, that too. I just want a quick shout out when Savoy and Mama went to see Lady Makia. That was also, I thought, really a good moment between them getting out of there alive, more so to speak. So yeah, yep.
And not actually wanting to. Well, I did want to punch her in the face, but like my Mama, I'm like, Mama belongs to herself, woman. But
Mama felt that, by the way. That's good. Felt the Savoy standing there. That was good.
I'm just like, oh.
So Everest, you and Ixis meet again.
Oh, this was
very different circumstances.
yeah. This is gonna be
I hope it's
interesting.
not going to be explosive.
Oh no.
It might be. I don't know. Right now, it's kind of right. I think it's mainly shock at the current moment, even though we kind of
Yeah,
deduce
we knew it
this
was
may
gonna
happen.
Yeah. I was like, was it Marie? I think you said it was like, oh, it's gonna be X's there. I'm like,
No, that was me.
like, well, oh no, Jen, yes, you said it.
Yes,
Like,
that was Jen.
I couldn't
Well,
give
I
any.
thought Ixis was going to be there with Hob. I didn't think we were actually going to make it to the ball.
Oh no.
I was honestly expecting
The ball's
Ixis.
much better reveal. It's much
Ball
better
battle,
reveal.
ball battle.
I was expecting Ixis to be like part of the council, like with a very like with Makia or even just some high-ranking member of the council.
That would have been impressive, but she's not that good. She's
Yeah.
good. She's not that good.
It's like,
But
we haven't
debut,
seen
however,
Maddox or Makia yet.
that's true. So far, you haven't had the chance. But right now, only Everest knows she's here, by the way.
Yep.
Because the rest
It's
of you are
true.
on the outskirts. So, going to be an interesting start to the next session. Yeah, I
Don't
look
worry,
forward
guys.
to it.
You'll know that she's here when the giant fireball come, raging.
Why is there like flame coming from the center of the...
Yeah. I think we're gonna guess pretty quick how that came to be. Oh no.
Oh, they lit a bonfire. How sweet.
Yeah.
This is such a great time.
How quaint.
They must be cooking
Wow.
the famous pig, the whole pig on the spit right in the middle.
Got the steer going, exactly.
Oh.
Good stuff, folks. This has been, I think, to me, one of the highlight sessions. They've all been great. This one has been the superlative for everything you guys did and the ending, which of course can leave you hanging. But luckily, we only have 7 short days before we're back into it.
Oh.
So
Okay.
figure
Can't
out
wait.
responses, what's going to happen, and yeah, it's going to be at the ball. I think is going to be the name of the next session. So we can let Arv know. Stream, everyone. Thanks. Get some love for the Ember crew here. They did a great job. I hope you enjoyed it. So the twists and turns and conversations and deals being struck. Every time they seem to take one step forward, it's like 2 steps back with like things they got to do now. So yeah, great ball of fire. not yet. So, anyways, folks, that is going to do it for us in the Ember crew. Jen, Saad, Marie, Brahms, thank you guys so much. This has been so much fun. Join us again in 7 days. Next Monday, we're back for part 2 of At the Gala. So until then, folks.
Can't wait.
Yay,
Thank you
thank
all.
you.
Bye, everybody.
Bye,
Farewell, everybody.
All right, guys. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. We're gonna host someone now. Let's have a look who's streaming. Let's do a good look over. Go through my huge list of streamers. All right, we're gonna host Fire Snake Aries. He's playing Kentucky Route Zero. If you don't know what that game is, it's an in-development game by like 2 people. They've been working on it for like 5-6 years or something. They released it in multiple parts. Like each part's an iteration, improved iteration. It's a really interesting game. I've owned it. I haven't played it yet, but yeah, it's gonna host Fire Snake Aries. Check him out. Really cool guy. And yeah, don't forget next week for more Emberwind. I believe there's a few other things. I can't remember the dates for them, like Lord of the Rings, things like that. And then there's IAB the week after on Saturday. Let me double check. Yeah, Saturday the 22nd. And the Emberwind next week's on Monday 17th, same time. So yeah, guys, cheers for watching. Hosting Fire Snake Aries, and yeah, give him a good raid. You know how to do it. Cheers, guys. See yas.